There we go. My port you live. Well, this process is put on a lipstick. Why not make myself feel prettier? Put on another lipstick. I feel sad because usually my friends that are awake this time are all asleep. Hello, one. Well, I'm currently putting on a lipstick for fun while I wait for my hair to bleach. Or process, I should say. Hello. How are you? How are you, Kathy? I'm giving myself very big pouty lips because why not? It's like 9:32 p.m. I'm bleaching my. I sent you the link in the group chat, Joe. I sent you multiple messages and you ignore me. I sent you the link in the group chat. No, this is one of my favourite lip applicators because it makes it so easy to do these type of lips. Like, yeah, ignore this eye. It's been watering all day. It's so rude. And I'm tired. I'm over everything and I just want to have fun and bleach my hair and put lipstick on. So I'm having fun. And you get to watch me be this way. So you're welcome. Have fun. Yeah. Maybe. Oh, wow, I see you. I see you. I'm sorry. I added you now.
You
Oh,
were so
wow.
concentrated. I didn't want to bother you.
How wow. I love you. How are you? How are you?
um, a little bit more rested, and I feel a little better. Probably because
That
of the rest.
It helps sometimes, doesn't it? The rare occasion it happens. When it happens, it's nice.
Hello, Kathy.
But I'm currently messing around with the NARS lip Power Matte Lip Pigment that you sent me. I really do like this shade. This is probably a product I'd like to buy full size of, this lipstick. This is such a pretty shade, and I can really overdraw the lips, but it doesn't look unnatural,
Yeah.
which is wild. It's weird. Like, I've really overdrawn my lips. I don't know if you can tell, but at least on camera, it looks like it is natural, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know you have just because I didn't know what your lips normally look like, but it doesn't look like it through the camera. Like I don't
Yeah.
see any lines, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I've definitely, like, well, if I get closer, I'm sure you could see it, but I've definitely
Oh yeah, a
overdrawn.
little bit. Yeah, I can see it there.
But that's the whole point. That's the one thing about COVID. Stay away. Stay away. You only need to see it from afar.
Right.
Don't need, don't need to see the imperfections. That's one thing that's like a love-hate relationship with the camera. I love taking macros, but equally you have to make it perfect for macros.
Yeah.
But at least it forces me to get my artistry on point.
Right.
Yes. Oh, 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 oh. I have done a little bit. Oh, well, I put the cling wrap on. I have been on you now for a little bit. I pretty much put the cling wrap on, and then I sat on there for like 4 or 5 minutes max, and then I'm like, bugger it, I'll go to StreamYard and go onto YouTube. It's much more fun on there with you guys. And
Hello, Dreamcatcher.
so I'm also mentioning this to myself so I can at least keep track of when to wash this off. So I'll wash this off in like 20-ish minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's fun time. Because I basically was just redoing the roots, but it also, ends up re-bleaching all where it was already dyed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't
I'm
know if
now.
I ever crave canned spaghetti, Kathy.
We have a dream catcher. Hello. Hello. I'm bleaching my hair. I use a mixture. Sorry about getting all up in your face. All up in your face. I use powder bleach. It's yours, Joe. Joe, bleaching powder. And then mixture of, like, this is the creme developer. I use 30 volume. I've done so much to my hair. I kind of know what it can tolerate, so I'm not worried at all. Just bleaching it. Considering the last time I did it was a couple of weeks ago, so my hair's fine to do a bleaching round. And worst comes to worst, I can easily shave a little bit off of it. My hair shits out of my scalp so quickly. What's a little bit of scalp chemical burns?
Beauty is pain.
I've been there before. I literally went from hair that was like almost my natural pitch black to platinum blonde in one day. I did like 6 hours worth of bleaching in just one sitting. It was ridiculous. I did it at home. Do not do it. I gave myself chemical burns. It specifically went like around as a rim all the way around like this part, which was very strange because I used to have really short shaved sides and then it was a bit longer here. But for some odd reason, I only got the chemical burns around here. And it was not nice. The skin was really tight and itchy. Sorry, Dreamcatcher. I just saw your comment. I'm using this hair dye. This is the shade Pony from Lime Climb. They're a makeup brand, but they ended up started doing hair products. They do hair dyes as well as shampoos and conditioners. They have shampoos and conditioners that I'm pretty sure it's just a normal shampoo and conditioner. I might be wrong, but they do have coloured shampoo and conditioners, which are supposed to elongate the colour of your hair, so it actually has colouring in it, and you leave it in for a couple of minutes, and it does deposit colour. It's quite nice. I use it, and it makes your hair be very vibrant. They also have a shampoo and conditioner that's designed to pasteurize their other things. So if you have a very dark purple shampoo and conditioner from them, but you want it to be a bit more pasteurized, they have like a pasteurizer shampoo and conditioner, and you can also use it with the hair dyes, and as well as the thing, like, I'm pretty sure, don't they make a pasteurizer?
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew what I was on about. They, if you don't understand what I mean, what we're talking about, you can get products that are called like a pasteurizer, or they essentially are like a white or cream dye, and they're designed to be added to darker hair dyes to make them more pastel. So then you can make something like this last longer. And obviously, because I have such short hair, I only have to do little dips. I've already done my hair multiple times, and that's how much I've gone into the jar, Joe.
Yeah.
Like,
It takes two of those jars for my hair.
oh, jeez. Can you imagine how long I'm going to be able to do my hair for? That's like months. That's months.
Yeah.
Perks of short hair. It's very, very cheap to maintain. That's one thing I do remember from when I had short back and sides with a little bit longer hair. Obviously, the longer hair on the top took a bit more dye, but most of the time I could do, like, a jar like this would last me for about 2-3 months if I was doing all my hair consistently. But I always like to oversaturate, so probably do a bit more than I need to, but hey, it never hurts doing more.
Yeah, Kathy, I only bleach my hair once a year max. Just because my hair is already kind of thin, and I don't want to rough it up or what would I say? Put too much chemical to it or whatever.
Yeah. See, I'm kind of sick in the head with that kind of stuff. I know biologically I'm much more likely to go bald because a lot of the men in my family do go bald. So I'm like, let's just enjoy having and fucking around with the hair that I have. And if I eventually, like, if I prematurely destroy it, oh well, I can just shave it all off and have be like really short hair, and I can just use wigs, or I can do even more crazy makeup. Like, it doesn't bother me. I don't care about what, like, people think of my appearance. I just have fun. So, like, I try to at the very least make myself be somehow presentable, because I don't think hair color should be an issue, but I can easily just dye my hair black. Like, I'm fine saying to an employer, if you don't like my color hair right now, if you want to offer me the job and your only thing that's stopping you is my hair color, I'm fine changing my hair color.
Yeah.
It's just hair color. I can play with hair color 10, 20 years down the road. Like, genuinely, I don't care. Like, I've had 18 plus piercings at one point. I don't have any of them in anymore. I don't care. And I'd probably get some later down the track, but it's also like piercings sort of a pain in the ass to live with in general.
Yeah.
Especially when you had, like, I used to have 2 in this nostril. I had my septum, I had labret, I had my smiley done, which is like the little bit of skin that connects your upper lip to your gum. There's like a little bit of skin, if you feel with your tongue, it kind of connects between your upper lip and your... Yeah, I used to have that pierced, like that little bit of skin. Wow. It literally, because I could. It's a smiley. When I smiled, you could see it.
Oh, I was going to say, could you even see it?
Yeah. I used to have a similar barbell to what you would have in the middle down there. Hi, Rhonda. If you want to go into the group chat, there should be the link in the group chat to come up.
Good morning, Rhonda.
I used to have in this ear, I had my first and second lobes done. I had this stretched a little bit, nowhere near as large as what Rhonda's got. I don't know if you actually noticed, Joe. Rhonda's got her lobes stretched.
Yeah.
Correct me. yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, Rhonda, when you come up, but it does look like she's got a lobe stretch. I used to have a piercing here. I had 2 piercings up here, and that was it for this ear. And then on this one, I had one in the middle. I had industrial, which goes through like that. I also had one just single one above that. This little piece of cartilage right at the tip of my finger, you can kind of actually see the old hole of where the piercing used to be. It's like a weird little divot that used to be where a piercing
Yeah, I
was.
can
And then
barely, but I see it.
yeah. And then this little, you can also kind of see the hole of where I used to have a piercing in there too, but that was pierced as well. So I've had quite a few. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 from the neck up. Because I can. And then I used to have a dermal in the middle of my chest, which is essentially they have a circular blade, and it essentially like corkscrews skin out of you and makes like a tunnel. And then I just put, and it was a piece of metal. Dreamcatcher, I just removed them because I started working at McDonald's, and for working there, you have to remove them for food safety. And at that point, I'd be literally removing 15 piercings. No one wants to remove 15 piercings and put them back in, and remove them and put them back in. So I'm just like, fuck it, let's just leave them out. The lip piercing, I can still put stuff through. Like, it's kind of graphic, but I have some of those, those tools that you can use to get rid of blackheads, where it's like a little circle. Yeah, I can shove them through the labret piercing in my lip still, because it's in the lip. It's so flexible, it never really closes. Hello, Rhonda.
I'm rude. I just pop up chewing.
It's okay. Yeah, we're talking about piercings. Did you hear about the last one that I had in my chest, or no?
No.
I used to have what's called a dermal. So essentially, it's
Dermal is.
Yeah, they use like a round little knife and they cut the skin out. Yeah, it was fun. And I have that in the chest. I essentially got a little piece of scar tissue. I can show you the scar tissue if you want. It's just a little bump, but it's like right in the middle. Huh? What was that? Sorry?
That's all right. I don't have to see your bump.
I'll show you my bumps later, baby.
Well, that's on your chest.
Technically, with my nipples, it makes a triangle. Illuminati confirmed. See, actually, that's some. Yes, you go. Sorry.
You're not supposed to talk about the Illuminati.
I was going to say some kinky shit. I'll get the nips pierced. I used to have one pierced. I'll get both pierced, and then I'll get that pierced, and I can make a triangle of chains. That'd be sick.
That'd be cute.
Put diamonds in each part.
Diamonds.
Diamonds.
But no, yet. What gauge is your ear at?
5/16.
Okay, cool. I don't know what the number. I'm pretty sure at the point that I was, you'd probably still be using it. I believe I was down to an 8 gauge in my lobe.
Yeah.
So, and I had one of those cool ones where it was like a big swirly.
Right.
Yeah, so.
And I used to have all my ears pierced all the way up into my cartilage. And I've had an industrial before. And I've got a funny story about when I got my industrial done. You know what that is, Joe? Industrial?
Yeah, I was just explaining it because I had one too. Yeah, I was just explaining it to her.
So this friend of mine got all this money, and he's like, he got an industrial. I'm like, that looks so cool. He's like, it is cool. Here, let's go get you an industrial. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get that piercing. We went to this kind of hole in the wall kind of place, and I was just like, sketch. It was kind of sketch. I was like, but their stuff was clean. It was, it all showed that it had been autoclaved, and so I hopped up on this table, and
at least it's blonde.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I hop up on this table, and this guy, this questionable piercer, he starts getting everything ready, and it's like a pop, and then white hot heat, another pop, white hot heat, and I was like, okay. And I was like, all right, that wasn't too bad. And then the next thing you know, I passed right out.
Oh no.
Well, what happened was after I passed out, I came back to. I hopped off the little table and I peed. Because when I passed out, sometimes when you pass out, you pee. And I peed
Yeah.
on them. And I peed on their floor. And they didn't notice that I peed on their floor. And so I was able to get like a go to the bathroom and get a paper towel and like wipe, like demurely wipe up the pee that I did. So I passed out and peed. I was afraid it was going to be like that for my nose, but my nose wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I think I'd be scared the next time too, but luckily it wasn't. That's good.
Well, getting an industrial is so much more painful because the cartilage is the worst, and your nose cartilage isn't that bad.
Mm.
But that's my funny piercing story, and he left for the punchline.
And I think he's still there. He just, I don't know what he's doing. I'm gonna get a battery. I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, Kathy, what's up?
Oh, I was hoping you would go back into that. I was about to join you randomly and surprise you with it.
Oh,
It's okay. It was the thought that counts. Love you, Ryan. Love you, Buffy. I've got a towel. I'm sorry, I'm probably going to mute it unless you don't mind hearing me with the shower running while I quickly wash my hair under it. Yeah, it's just washing the hair out. Poor thing, you guys get to witness everything happen. The joys of content creation.
Oh,
I can't believe I told my pee on the floor story.
I think it's kind of cute.
Yeah, this is the shampoo I was mentioning, which is the coloured shampoo from Lime Prime. You can kind of see how purple it is in the.
Yep.
And then this, I also have their conditioner, which is slightly lighter when it comes out, but.
We had to go buy myself a new pair of shorts at Walmart real quick because my shorts were all heat on.
Beep beep to you too. My bird's angry because it's like, how dare you be in the bathroom at night time?
Shockingly, Kathy, Jason prefers the tattoo over even just my regular piercing. So I just keep ear piercings and my tattoo. And then I'm getting my next tattoo in a week and a half.
Woo! That's awesome.
I'm excited. It's my Christmas present from Jason.
That's so cool. You got your muffin?
Yeah, I do have a muffin.
Oh, you're so good.
Mm-hmm.
I love a muffin. This is my regular wake up time between 5 and now. This is the time where I don't fall back asleep. Which is the coolest, man.
Yeah, I was on a live, then I went to sleep. I woke up, they were back on live, so I got on live, then I went to sleep, and here I am again.
Yeah. I was glad I went live last night. That was so much fun. And I could probably do it like that again. I just can't stay up all night.
Yeah. I wish I could go to sleep at 10:30. That'd be great.
Well, I mean, I take medicine for it, so.
Yeah. I've tried a lot of medicines. I've tried even Ambien and Ambien 2, and they didn't work.
Yeah,
My love's the best medicine, Rhonda.
Oh, I love that so much. It makes me warm inside. Yeah, I just take trazodone, which is it's not like a scheduled drug like Ambien or anything.
Yeah, I tried trazodone.
You're such a nasty burb. Just let me fucking vibe and have fun with my beautiful wifey and my beautiful best friend. Birds being all nasty and hissy at me because it's
Could you
night time.
could you be any happier right now, James? Your two best girls?
I know, right? Like, come on, just let me be happy, burb. Nah,
You won't tell the others, James.
nah.
Oh,
You're all the best. You're
James
all
has
the
a
best
harem.
in your own ways, definitely. What was that? Sorry, Rhonda.
James has a harem except for Zach. James has a harem, scare him. He's got a
Oh yeah,
harem.
Kathy. Yeah, Kathy. Everybody I know that gets one wants another,
Well,
and then when they get 7, they want another.
I've got probably 18, something like that. I stopped counting after 15. I just stopped counting.
Well,
Yeah.
I've said it a few times. I myself stopped counting after 20, so I know I'm over 20 at this point.
I'm
I
glad
know I've done a lot. I've told you guys, as you know, I've got a tattoo on my toe that I did myself.
Right.
Do not recommend, but it was fun. Do not recommend.
Yeah, I would like to have foot tattoos, but there's no way I could stand the pain.
Yeah. Well, mind you, I was doing stuff that you probably wouldn't think of doing, given where I was actually doing the placement of the tattoos. Where you would probably get it, which is on the actual, like, the more normal part of the toe, you'd probably be fine. But I was doing around, like, the nail bed and stuff like that. So unless you plan on getting the nail bed tattooed, you should be fine.
No, I said foot, not toes.
Well, foot, I've heard, is nowhere near as bad as toes. I haven't done foot yet. I plan to.
Yeah. Wow, Kathy's got 7. That's awesome. That's a lucky number. Excuse me. Oh, so anyway, have you gotten any sleep then, Joe? Just a little bit?
Just a little, like 2 1-hour sleeps.
Oh my God. Well, you'll sleep when you're ready. Sleep will come for you and you will not be able to resist.
Yeah, about once every 2 weeks, my body just kind of gives in finally, and I usually sleep about 5 hours.
Right. Oh man, I love it when I can sleep for 5 hours. That's amazing. The best sleep I've had in years was this time last year we were in Tampa on our vacation and we went on a cruise, and the first night on the cruise ship I slept for like 8 hours. I hadn't
Mhm.
slept for 8 hours in a row in years. It didn't happen again, but it was just amazing to sleep for 8 hours. And there was just something
Mhm.
about being on that boat. It was so relaxing.
It happens sometimes, and it's weird when it does happen. I do understand what you mean.
But it was so fun being on the cruise. I was going live from the cruise all the time.
Hey, why not? Get that content. But no, what I'm planning on doing is after at least, or once Christmas time comes along, so whatever the hell happens there, because I still don't. I'm pretty sure I won't be going to Melbourne. I honestly don't really feel safe even just traveling to Melbourne, even if the borders were open, considering I've got so many family members who are so vulnerable. Anyway, even without having it themselves, they're just vulnerable, at-risk people. So I'd just rather not risk it, which sucks because it'd be the first time not going to visit family since was 5.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Which would be almost 20 years now because I'm 24, turning 25 next year. So, yeah, it happens. I don't begrudge. Ultimately, if I can't go, I just more so wish people would actually follow the rules so we could have gotten it under control. But at this point, I just don't feel comfortable because we are only just the states where my family are. They're only just getting to a point where they're starting to have like no new cases, no new deaths.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
and that they've been in lockdown of some sort since June. It's been that bad in Victoria, which is where my family are. So
Right.
it makes difficult if you want to go visit them. But I plan to try and save up at least so I can get the outline done. I want to get a snake draped over my shoulders. So basically be going on, like, the head would be on the front, the tail would be on the back, and be wrapping all the way around my shoulders. So it'd be almost like I've got a scarf, but it's a snake.
I'm gonna go watch my Jones.
I don't know. I just want a big snake. I think it'd be cool. Just have a big
Everybody wants a big snake, James.
snake. Give you my big snake, Rhonda.
I can't
When
wait. I love reptiles.
When I come to America, I eventually, I definitely know, like, I have different ideas of little things either for content or even outside of content, just what I want to do with different people when I eventually meet them in America. We need to, like, in some capacity, get tattoos together, even if it's not like matching tattoos, but just tattoos together.
Well, I have a family tattoo artist, so I can totally arrange that.
That it'd just be a lot of fun because, and I'm fine paying, obviously. I'm all about paying for work.
I would get a hookup for it. Like, he would give us a good price.
Or even with good price, I'm willing to pay. I'm happy to pay. I'm one of the type that is like, I'm fine paying. But in any capacity, it'd be fun to just get, like, tattoos done in the moment with people. And even if we just, like, film little bits of it, and even I have the idea of, like, trying to do some makeup while getting tattooed. So, like, if you're down to try and do some makeup while getting tattooed, we could always film ourselves trying to do some makeup while getting tattooed.
Right. Well,
even if it's just doing a basic eye while getting, like, a tattoo done.
Because of health, though, will they let you here?
Yeah. Well, where I am, you can't have anybody in the tattoo booth besides you and the tattoo artist.
It wouldn't be hard to set up, like, a phone on a little tripod. That's if the tattoo artist doesn't mind. And that'd be more so like having it pointing just at your face and just trying to just look at and use the. But it doesn't matter. Ultimately, we can just have fun get stabbed up. Eventually.
Yeah. Well, I just know that I'll try to sit as still as possible when I get a tattoo, because if I don't, then I'm kind of jumpy.
Yeah, I can zone out pretty well when it comes to that kind of stuff. And given I've tattooed myself as well, you kind of get over the whole tattoo thing when you start tattooing yourself. It's very strange. You almost get a different mindset about tattoos when you actually do it to yourself.
Yeah, I don't know that I could do that.
Yeah, I don't know if I could either.
I honestly didn't think I could, but once you actually start doing it, you're surprised at how it's almost like when you actually start doing it and you focus on, like, okay, it does hurt, but persevere through it. It's almost like when you're actually getting the tattoo done. I don't know if you guys watch it get done, but I will actually watch a lot of it get done, which is how I kind of got over, doing it on myself. But when I actually started it, it was like, oh my God, it hurts. And you have to kind of get over that thought process of you're intentionally hurting yourself, but in a way that's, like, it's supposed to for a certain, like, end result. And it's very strange because it kind of, you have to fight your own instincts literally, because you're stabbing yourself repeatedly thousands of times. Like,
right.
But you surprisingly get over it in a weird way. But I won't lie, you get kind of fluctuations where you'll go for like 20-30 minutes not feeling anything, because you'll be so in the zone of just drawing, and you'll kind of get the thought of, oh, I wonder if this hurts, and then it just hits you all at once. You're like, oh fuck, and then you just start all over again.
Yeah, I know that it would hurt. I don't know if I can get over that. I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah,
Okie dokie.
Yeah, it's very interesting. That's the best way I can explain it. You get like 20-30 minutes of not thinking about the pain, and you get so much into it, and then you think of the slightest thought of, like, I wonder if it hurts, and then it all hits all at once. It's very strange. But it definitely is a mind over matter thing. And I think after doing tattoos, it definitely made me much more like, okay, if things actually hurt, you can kind of get over it and persevere through it more so than I ever could before in terms of physical pain. like in terms of mental stuff, I could persevere through that a lot easier. But physical, obviously, piercings and tattoos are, you can handle differently when it's someone else doing it to you, and you can like kind of force yourself to get out of zone out. But when you're actually actively having to think about how you're doing it while also trying to process the pain itself, it's a quite weird experience.
Yeah.
I don't know, it'd be like I'd almost honestly say it's like something that people should kind of do as like a bucket list thing, even if it's literally just do a dot on yourself just to see what it's like, or even like a small little smiley face, just to at least be like, okay, I've kind of done that. It's interesting. It is a very interesting concept to like, at the very least, to get the little smiley part looking decent. That does really go into the whole concept of like, you have to get over the pain to the point where you're like perfecting a line to get it looking
Yeah.
nice and making sure the ink is properly deposited. And obviously, I'm not trained at all, so do it at your own risk. If you hurt yourself and do something wrong, it's not my fault, ultimately.
Right.
But I have fun. Yeah, I'm going to go bleach my hair because why not? Not bleach, dye.
I was going to say.
Oh, round 2, Joe. Why not?
Gonna have a good time tonight.
Well, my hair is light enough, doesn't really need a second round, but
Yeah, I would say it doesn't really need to be lifted anymore unless you wanted to be platinum.
nah. The dye is just gonna. Well, the dye will either stick or my hair will just say no, and then it means I can just re-dye it in a couple of days' time because I've got so much of this dye, it doesn't really bother me. Because sometimes my hair can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, and it will just decide to not take dye. Like, I'll literally wait sometimes for a couple of weeks after bleaching my hair, and I'll have bleached hair and obviously some regrowth. A slap dye in it after doing the whole thing of like, you properly shampoo it and all that, and my hair will still just reject dye. I don't get it. I don't understand why. I've even got spots in my hair that when it's longer, some parts of the strands will actually just not bleach. And I've even had hairdressers in salons be like kind of questioning their own techniques and skills because they'll see this really dark brown strand in the middle of this perfect, all blonde, even blonde hair. Because that one strand will just say, "Nah, fuck yeah."
Well,
even
you're
though
obviously an
even though
anomaly.
it was actually soaked, it just doesn't dye or bleach. Sometimes it just doesn't do it. It's weird.
That's pretty crazy.
Hair strange. So sometimes I have to fight with my hair. I mean, our hairs all have their own different quirks. Apparently, I have a certain part of my hair that just refuses to bleach properly.
Yeah, I kind of wish my hair was short enough that I could do my own, but I really prefer going to my girl because she'll make sure that it doesn't get fried.
I've
Yeah.
done my hair. The longest my hair's been when I've done it myself was about here. So like
Your
just
belly?
below. What was that? Sorry.
Your belly?
Yeah, just about down to belly, and it was long, curly, and I used to bleach all of it, dye all of it my hair myself. I didn't care if it was patchy or whatever. I had fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm really vain. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I went through a whole mental thing phase-wise where, like, at this point now, I don't care what other people think of what my appearance is as long as I'm having fun. That's genuinely all that matters to me. Like,
right.
I could care less if someone said anything about, like, if my hair was patchy. I'm like, okay, do you want to
Right.
buy the hair dye so I can fix it, please? Otherwise, bye. I don't care. It's your hair. Oh, it's not your hair. It's my hair. Sure.
That's right. You tell them, James. You tell them who's boss.
I genuinely just like, why are you not minding your own business?
Mind your
Why,
own
why
beeswax.
you not looking after your own children, your own family, when you're worrying about my fucking hair?
That's right. That's right. I'll be your hype girl. That's right. You better listen to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I just slap it on. If it comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You'll get to witness if my hair wants to work or not.
Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness?
No, I definitely do like the formula of this dye, Joe. It is very nice.
Yeah, I'm a
Very
fan.
delicious. It looks so tasty. I just want to eat it.
No.
I've heard really good things about the lime crime unicorn, whatever dye stuff.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't last as long as Arctic Fox in terms of like washout time. But
Right.
you get so much of it for so little money comparatively that I don't feel like it's that big of a deal because you could easily retouch it at home and it would look fine if you've got an all over color that is consistent rather than if it's like a very special placement. Or at the least if you had like an ombre of the color, you could easily just gently like mix in a bit of the dye with some conditioner to be like a color deposit and you'll still retain that kind of ombre. It will just make the color more vibrant, if that makes sense.
Right.
So there's a lot you could do with this type of dye, as well as Arctic Fox. And I'm not going to lie, Arctic Fox is better for longevity. And I feel like Arctic Fox does deposit color a lot more consistently compared to this. But this is fun. This smells nice. This is cheaper. The color is pretty. Like it does deposit nicely. It just doesn't last and retain as long.
Right.
So
Yeah, I usually get permanent dye, so so it doesn't fade out so fast. And then I use the color shampoos a lot to keep the color good, and I wash it in cold water, and I do all this stuff.
yeah, I try to be as good as possible. It doesn't always occur, obviously, but I try.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the ambidextrous thing. It doesn't work that well.
Oh, I get that.
Am I going the right? Yes, I am. I know I'm trying my best, but that's why I don't mind if it stains my neck a little bit because I know if I stain my neck a little bit, unless I'm getting all of the hair.
Yeah.
I'd rather a little bit of stainage that I can clean up later than missing patches of hair because I wasn't fully cray. Why are you covering your eyes, Joe? I'll just leave this strip of blonde. How about that? Could you imagine? I mean, I've done stupid, dumb stuff like that before. I'm like, oh, that looks kind of silly. Let's do it. Just make people question it.
I question everything all the time.
Like,
Wait.
I've done things like that before and just left it, and people are like, what the fuck? Like,
That's
I didn't have. I don't care. Like, mind your business. Like, unless you're buying me the product to fix it.
I just said really. I didn't say don't do it.
Oh no, I'm talking to like people if they talk
you're
shit.
talking to those people, James. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, if like people talk crap, I'm like, unless you're buying the product to fix it and make it perfection, shush your face. Like, obviously, I know we talk shit and we have fun. My beautiful wifey. I'm talking about those who aren't having fun and are just trying to not mind their business.
Talking about the trolls in real life.
Yeah, I fight people. I don't care.
That's right.
I no, like literally, I've fought people. Earlier this year, I got into a full-on brawl. I had like swelled up eye and face and all sorts.
Oh, I used to be a brawler, but that was
The person almost ran us over at a zebra crossing and then had the audacity to yell at us to get out of the way.
like
And
a real zebra crossing where zebras cross the road.
Yeah, like the stripes. You know the pedestrian crossing where it stripes? We call
Oh,
them
okay. I thought you meant like there was there were zebras.
No. It was in like a car park. My God. At least Dreamcatcher will understand because they're Australian, but I was at the zebra crossing, and they essentially had stopped. We were crossing because they had stopped to let other people cross, and they started accelerating. And I'm like I literally just looked at him like and threw my hands up. What the fuck are you doing? And he started yelling at us like, "Oh, get the fuck out of my way" and stuff like that. Like, what's your problem? We have fucking right of way. And like he started going off and he started yelling at me and like leaning at me through the window, almost like trying to climb through his own window. And I told him like he wasn't in my face, but I told him like, get out of my face. And he's like, "Oh, what you gonna do about it?" And I'm like, "I'll throw my drink at you." And he's like, "I'll fucking do it." So I did. And then we broke.
Yeah, back in the good old days. I mean, I always like to say I could still kick someone's ass, but.
Well, I mean,
So.
I don't really throw that many punches, but the thing is, I got the drink all over him, as well as all over his nice leather interior, all over his seats, all over the steering wheel, all over the dash.
Right.
So he might have like got me a little bit battered, and I got him a little bit battered up. But he's got the hundreds of dollars in cleaning fees, and he didn't. Nothing happened from it. And ultimately, if he really tried me, I mean, I'm like, he provoked me. I told him to stop getting in my face, and I throw my drink at him if he didn't stop. And he told me, do it. So I'm like, he said, do it.
Right.
Oh, well.
I hear you.
I mean, I have been in serious points where I'm like, genuinely get out of my face. I don't mind going to jail.
When I was younger, I had those. I don't have them as much anymore.
No.
I don't know. I'm just like, it's not like I'm not looking for a fight, but like if you try me, I don't care. I mean, what's the worst? I have bright coloured hair. I have no brows. I can argue it's a hate crime.
Right. There you go. You're ready for the defense.
I think
You're
all this
prepared.
through. Like, it's calculated.
There's
Not calculated in a bad way, but like if they try me, I can turn it.
Well, we like to call that here in America, fuck around and find out.
Yeah. I'm going to go make sure Jason's awake. I'll be right back.
All right, love. Yeah, the whole fuck around and find out is real popular. I will like confront people like I don't give a shit in public if people are like pissing me off.
Yeah,
I will let them know, especially like having physical limitations. Like there was a guy that almost hit me in a crosswalk, and I started yelling at him, and he acted like he was gonna get out of the car, and Rome came up behind him and he's like, "Try it." This guy was gonna come out of the car and try to fight me. And Rome's a pretty imposing guy, and when he's got his head shaved and stuff, he looks kind of mean.
Yeah, well, I was in like a big hoodie and I had my beanie on with no brows. And Zach was with me, but he like is the type he'll let me fight my battles, but when he needs to, he'll step in.
Yeah.
And obviously, he stepped in when the guy started throwing punches. And I mean, I technically didn't throw the first punch. Yes, I threw something, but I mean, like he did say do it after I said to stop being like so aggressive after he literally was in the wrong.
Right. I see what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. It doesn't mean that it was the absolute moral thing to do. But
Well, I mean, there was a whole crowd of people all around.
Right. It's what happened in the moment, and it's happened.
I don't mind. I'd do it again. I don't give a fuck. Hello, Kelly. I don't want
Kelly!
I don't want to be in those situations, but like obviously, I'd rather not be.
Right.
Especially in a funny way. I kind of in the only vain way I am is like, at least if get in fights, I'm good enough with my reflexes that I try and get, if I get hit in the face, it's places where if the swelling is at, it almost like accentuates it. I got really nice cheekbones on one side for a little
That's
bit.
right, you did.
It was like, no, that like on this, I think it was on this side, they were like all swollen up. And
Yeah. Dreamcatcher says float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
yeah, it definitely wouldn't, don't actively seek it out, but I don't know. I mean,
I see. You are definitely a fuck around and find out kind of guy.
yeah, it's sadly being part of the LGBT plus community, especially in a much more conservative part of Australia, you're kind of used for having to fight for yourself.
Right, that's
Especially,
true.
I've also just in general had issues with people for a lot of my life. I've only really ever gotten decent enough with talking to people and comfortable with certain people, and just in general being decent with socializing when I've been an adult. So,
Yeah, I didn't think about that aspect, but that's true. You do have to be able to defend yourself because people are so horrible.
yeah. I mean,
Good
I'm
morning,
also,
Kelly.
I know.
yes.
I want to say, Kelly, I thank you for the sunshine.
I mean,
Kelly.
I have literally, I don't know if the drivers ever noticed it, but like there's been a few times when drivers, if they've ever gotten close enough where I've actually like had to slam my hand on their vehicle to be like, hey, are you going to fucking see me before you hit me? I've always made sure to have my phone with a metal case on it that's a little bit scuffed up on the bottom that I smack the car with. So they don't notice it, but it does sometimes scratch a little bit. I don't give a fuck.
That's right.
Vindictive in little ways.
So let's see. You don't give a fuck. Fuck around, find out, and I got it. I got it. And you know, I used to be a lot, especially when I was younger. I would be like ready to throw fists. A lot. Well, because I wasn't all defective then. I was all strong and stuff, and like.
I mean, I still feel defective, but I'll still fight.
Well, I mean, but not like where I was messed up physically with the backs and knees and
Yeah.
like now I don't know what I would be if I had to come to defend myself. I don't know what I would be capable of doing. It's like I got a knife. I got a knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. I just looked in the Hulk. Oh, I was able to open it, and it's like iridescent rainbow.
I
But I
carry
know
a big knife too.
I can't open it. It's new, and I have trouble opening it, but it's really pretty, and it's got the
That's
thing
not
down to
good.
break glass.
It's
Yeah.
not good. It's not good, Rhonda. You need to like seriously. You need to try and like loosen up enough where you can easily get it out, because you don't want to be in an actual situation where you need it and you're
And a
struggling
bottle
to pull it
opener.
out.
Yeah, I know. I just need to mess around with it, and there's a way to do it with one hand and flick it open, but I'm not very coordinated. But I got it for like $10 on Amazon, and it's super cute. It's all rainbow.
I see that. I love it.
Me too. But I need to be able to use it. That's right, Kelly. That's not an off. This is an off. That's my favorite thing to say with an accent from Australia, because I can't say anything else. The crocodile.
I think I tend to punch in the throat.
Yeah.
That's my first thing to do, is go for the throat, because at least then it gets them kind of fucked up, and usually after that they don't really want to go for you anymore.
Yeah. Well, I know to go for the soft parts. Go for the eyes, kicking the nuts, punching the throat. I know about that stuff.
Yeah, well, they usually think if you're going near the face, they're going to try and protect the face. They don't think for the throat. So if you go for a forward, they'll be like, oh, not the face, but they'll usually not really block the throat.
Oh, Kelly. I didn't even think of that. Foster's Australian for beer.
Oh yeah, that's so funny. We used to drink those oil cans.
Which is so funny, because the Australian beer is either VB or Carlton, not fucking Foster's.
Oh, that's like I understand though, but it was a thing in the
Oh no,
80s.
I've heard of Foster's for sure. Like it is a thing here, but the actual thing in Australia is Carlton Draft and VB, like the brand Victorian beer VB.
Right.
So,
Yeah, they were, Kelly. That was so funny. Rhonda said that.
my favorite wine is Moscato Rosé in general. I like a little bit of a sweeter Moscato Rosé. I don't mind if it has a bit of a bitterness to it. I definitely agree, Dreamcatcher. I don't like VB or Carlton. I'm actually, funny enough, a Corona girl. love me a Rona.
That's so funny. There's
But
all.
nothing
I don't drink anymore, but I liked a wide range of alcoholic beverages, including many fine beers.
I'm quite picky because it's expensive in Australia, and I can drink a decent amount.
Whee!
Who woke up?
Ow, wow, wow, wow. Yeah,
What
I
is
usually drink the Corona with like a lemon or lime wedge
Right.
in the neck. It's so good, especially in summer here.
Right.
But my drink of choice is usually absolute vodka.
Absolutely.
Grace, you got eye boogers.
Aw, I hate it when they get out boogers.
A booger. An a booger.
Booger.
It's like trippy seeing how, like, depending on what part of the hair is laying where, it changes the kind of color of how it looks.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I like the kind of dusty mauvey purple.
It won't be like this. It'll probably be a lot darker. It's just the way
Of course. Yeah, it never looks the same when it's dry than it does when you're dyeing it.
I'd love it to be this color, though. It'd be great.
I'm kind of excited about my hair experimentation coming in next.
Me too.
I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, I was kind of like, I mean, I'm full of adventure, and it's not like I can't get to this blonde again because it's
Right.
easy to get here. But I mean, I'm in love with this hair color that I have, so
See,
hopefully
I
it'll
don't
be
mind
worth it.
Heineken. I prefer Corona, but see, this is why I like your Dreamcatcher. We like it some Rona.
You don't even know if she's just doing a strip or if she's doing a bunch, do you? Or do
We
you know?
haven't talked about it. She's like, do you want to experiment with this stuff? And I was like, sure. And
Yeah,
she's like,
that's the UV stuff, yeah?
what?
That's the UV stuff you're putting in your hair, yeah?
Well, it's the heat reactive stuff.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
it. Sorry, yeah, not UV, heat reactive.
Yeah.
My brain's still kind of fried. I'm sorry, wifey. I only got like
All
3 or
right. And she says that only the UV or whatever, the heat reacting part only lasts a couple of washes. So it'll be interesting what my hair looks like after the reaction part is done. And this is a time when I wish I knew how to edit, because that way I could record like the whole thing, but I'll only be able to record the end because I don't know how to edit.
Right.
But I've already figured out that we're going to do a dramatic reveal and stuff. So like my hair will be put up, and then we'll play with it with the blow dryer and the heat tools, and so I've already got it worked out in my brain, and it'll be a great little commercial for my hair. She likes to call herself a hair Jedi. Her name is Hair Jedi on Instagram.
That's cool.
Yeah, she's been doing fun colors for years. I mean, that's kind of her specialty. Is she's a color she can do anything, but she's a color specialist.
I've been playing with hair dye in my own hair for almost a decade now, at least. Definitely like around 8-9 years.
That's awesome. I used to give myself my own highlights and lowlights and stuff. I just can't stand and do that anymore. And it's really complicated when you're trying to like bleach and foil yourself all by yourself.
Oh yeah.
For
But I was much younger then. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I like alcohol, but alcohol doesn't like me. So, I haven't drank or done drugs in over 11 years. So, I have plenty of experience with it, but not
I just
today.
I just have to be careful. I'm very self-aware that I have a addictive personality, but
Yeah.
I'm very careful with alcohol because I know I have an addictive personality.
Right. That's awesome that you know that. It kind of snuck up on me. What seemed
Yeah.
like, partying when I was in my 20s turned into something else. So
Yeah.
that happens to a lot of people. They just, and they talk about that in treatment and stuff. I used to work in a treatment center. But there's this invisible switch that gets flipped. Like one day you're partying and it's fine, and then the next day you don't know that it happens, but then you become addicted to
Yeah.
whatever, if it's alcohol or drugs or whatever. But there's that, and it switches the way you think about it. It switches, all that kind of stuff.
It's interesting, Rhonda, because like I actually had a completely opposite type of thing. Like I won't get into it, but I just had a lot of mental health issues, and I kind of was doing a lot of different drugs and taking like just drinking lots of alcohol and stuff like that to just like feel something. And
Right.
I could stop cold turkey, and I had no issues like at
Right.
all with all of it. Like there was literally a point where I was taking MDMA daily for like 3 months straight,
Yeah.
and like I could just stop. And I've never like I even would like it sounds kind of messed up, but I would try to get addicted to smoking. Like I would literally smoke a packet of 25
Right.
cigarettes a day, and I could stop cold turkey, and I never had cravings.
That's amazing. You're definitely unique because a lot of people don't have that kind of experience. So I'm
Yeah.
You're only the second person I know that could. He would smoke every now and then when he had a drink. He didn't drink very much, but he could just drop it at any time. It just blew my mind.
Yeah, I
yeah,
like to have like a smoke or two if I'm with a family member or friend that smokes. If I'm in a comfortable enough situation to do so, I don't always have a cigarette with people, but sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, if I'm here and you're having a cigarette, like, hey, do you mind if I have a smoke or whatever?" I don't actively purchase them unless I'm like really stressed out, and then I'm like, "Fuck it, let's just have a cigarette." But
yeah,
it's usually I'm not having it for the nicotine. It's the flavor. There's specific cigarette tobaccos that have a really nice flavor for me, and I smoke it for the flavor. It's very strange,
yeah.
but
Well, I've smoked cigars for the same reason, but for whatever reason, a cigar. I haven't smoked a cigar in years, but every now and then, back in in my 20s and 30s, I would have a cigar every now and then, but as a non-smoker. But but I'm the kind of person because I quit smoking in my early 20s, and then when I went to Ireland and I was hanging out in all these pubs, like I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, but the pubs were so smoky that eventually I was just like, screw it. The only way I can deal with the smoke is to smoke. And I started one cigarette on one day, and literally by the end of 30 days, I was over a pack a day.
Right.
yeah, imagine
And
so.
it was, years before I could quit smoking again.
Well, it's definitely better not smoking, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
And I can say, even though I wasn't addicted, I could literally feel the difference in my lungs when I stopped actively
Yeah.
smoking.
right,
Like it's very strange. You can almost literally feel your lungs clear up, and they do say you're supposed to. And I wasn't really sure on how realistic it was that it would clear up that quickly. And it's
well,
literally in a matter of a week or two because I would be actively smoking daily, but like just stopping. And I guess because I would stop cold turkey and I'd have no issues with doing so,
right,
I could just feel my lungs clear up, and then I'd be fine.
right. Well, they say that the minute that you stop smoking, you start having benefits already. And every day you get better and better health benefits back, when you quit smoking. And like after like 10 years, I think, of not smoking, your lungs are as if you never smoked.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting. That's for sure.
there's a whole thing about that.
See, I'd like to see what the statistics of like someone who doesn't actively smoke at all outside of like social occasions. Like a rough estimate, I say I maybe smoke like 50 cigarettes max a whole year, literally, like maybe one a week max. And it's like and that's usually when I'm at the mother-in-law's is when I'll have a cigarette or two, but
Right.
I'd say literally between 50 and 100 would be my max that I smoke in a year. And it'd be interesting to see what that impact is over time, because obviously there would be some impact, but it'd be interesting to see what impact it would be.
Well, they say every time you smoke a cigarette, 7 minutes off your life.
Yeah.
That's probably some arbitrary number that's pulled out of the air, because I'm like, how do you even calculate that, honestly?
No, it's not arbitrary. It's scientific. I mean, I'm not going to go search for to cite it, but that's like a scientific fact that I don't think it's arbitrary. It's and I'm sure it's like an estimate of some sort, but um,
No,
but
it's interesting. It'd be interesting to know at least, or if it was be even possible to track something like that, because there's also other factors that can really be more detrimental to your lungs. For example, near where we live, there is a zinc works, and technically all the fumes that and all sorts that are released into the air from that are more harmful for us to breathe over long term
right,
than smoking. Or like how there's a lot of places in Europe that are banning diesel cars after a certain time point. I think it's like 2025. A lot of places are banning
right.
diesel vehicles in cities
No.
because it's also deadly for humans. So it's like we are slowly learning, and people and places are slowly putting and implementing laws that are like, well, we can't have these carcinogenic type materials in such densely populous areas.
Right.
And it is quite interesting, and then like to think, because it's almost like cigarettes are made out. Oh well, yeah, cigarettes almost made out as these this crazy demon. But I wonder how much like the
Well, for you,
impact
it's
is.
not a crazy demon, but for other people, it's a monkey on their back they can't get off.
No,
And you're
I'm talking about like the actual advertisements and the way that it's talked about in social media. At least in Australia, it's demonized to smoke.
right.
But in at least to some degree, it is. But
Well,
I'd be interested to see what the actual impact comparatively is, because we live in an area where there's a lot of diesel trucks. I don't know if they're all diesel, but there's a ton of
right.
trucks. Assuming most are, but there's a lot of trucks that are around here. There's the zinc works, like I mentioned. There's all sorts. So it'd be interesting to see what the impact is on our like lungs and just the environment in general.
Yeah. Well, those papers exist. That research has been done, and like I know I've got a friend here that works for the EPA, which is the Environmental Protection, um, thing for the government, and they specifically go and measure. I mean, here I'm sure you've got it in Australia as well. That they measure the impact of different kinds of fumes and smokes from industrial sites, and that information is out there for sure. That's where they come up with the suggestions for phasing out the diesel, and I don't know how long it's going to be before we phase out gasoline
That's true as
combustion
well,
engine.
Kelly. Kelly said September 11 here, firefighters especially still dying from the air they breathe in the rescue recovery.
Right. That's right, Kelly. And a lot of those people are not getting any help for that.
I know I've seen some of the viral speeches of the guy who's representing them in court, where he's gone off, and rightfully so, how like kind of, I think it was one thing I remember seeing it, he was talking about the little turnout of people actually coming to discuss these things, like in terms of like, I don't want to use the wrong terminology, but like the people that he was like trying to plead the case to, like a lot of people didn't show up to actually like get the case pleaded to. And he was like talking about how sad it was that these people wouldn't even bother to show up when they were discussing the the heroes that saved and did so much during 9/11, because that was a viral thing on Facebook that was
Yeah.
going around. Speech
Yeah. Well, this country loves to forget. This country loves to forget stuff, and once it's certain point, it's done. That's the way we do things here, and that's just not. That's the culture that we live in, but it's definitely not correct.
Right.
I won't get into it much, but all I'll say is it's white people, just white people. Just
Oh
white
yeah, white people suck.
people.
I've said that for years that white people suck.
Just white people. Too many rich old white men in power in so many industries,
Yep.
and even in ones that they literally have nothing, no actual interest in terms of like passion for. Like so many people don't realize that the majority of makeup companies are like the CEOs are rich white old men. Like LVMH, which owns Sephora, which owns Fenty, Kendo, all of these brands. That's the CEO is a rich old white man.
Of course, I mean that's usually the case for a lot of CEOs. But that's why I like to support
Indie.
indie and brands of color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Try as much as possible.
I don't think Jason got up. I gotta go make sure he did.
All right, Joe, you make sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't wait to see how your hair turns out.
I'm waiting. It's going to be fabulous. This dye you can leave up to 2 hours if you want like a vibrant impact. So
Right.
I'm an hour and 20 minutes in. I washed out the bleach at around 20 minutes in. So I probably started putting it in around 30 minutes in. So I could probably leave it for another 20, 30 minutes and I'll be happy to wash it out then.
That's awesome. Yeah, Kelly, it is about sales and money to them, not the product.
Which is why I love Star Gem, because they genuinely, like, obviously they do try to make money, but they genuinely do care about developing and perfecting their products. The amount of times that they've reformulated products and behind the scenes we've talked about things like it. I appreciate how much effort they put in as a brand to constantly improve themselves, from finding the vendors for things that need to be through vendors for private labeling or being produced inside of the lab for like liquid lipsticks and stuff like that, compared to like other brands who will just find the first cheapest one, because they've taken the time to get like their branding hot stamped onto the packaging of the lipsticks, so it's a bit more custom than just like a basic tube.
Right.
Which there's nothing wrong with having a basic plain tube, but it's nice to have actual hot stamped logos.
Sure. Who doesn't want to be a little fancier?
Well, you've seen the eyeliners. That's customized with the actual printing
Right.
of the eyeliner. That's customized. So, and I actually quite enjoy the formula of that eyeliner. It's surprisingly dark. Like I've had a lot of.
Yeah, it is. It's nice and black, and the tip's good. Yeah, I use it pretty regularly now.
I've seen it, and I love the fact that I just love seeing it being used in your videos. It's so cool just seeing things that like I believe in personally in terms of like indie brands. I just love seeing other people use it, and it's slowly like seeping into other people's content.
Oh yeah, and I always say what I'm using and what I think about it all the time. But you guys,
Well, I mean, that's what people want, and the best part about Star Gem is they want honest feedback, and they genuinely do appreciate honest feedback, because you don't grow without honest feedback.
Yeah. How did your live go for Star Gems? I saw that it was long.
Yeah, they ended up having to go because their son woke up a bit prematurely, and then we ended up just continuing doing makeup of mine. We were having a good old time. We were chatting. There was about 7 or 8 of us in the. There were 7 or 8 people in the chat. It was just them and I on the panel, and we were doing makeup and just chatting away. So we were talking about things. They were answering questions of people in the chat and all that. So
that's great.
Yeah, it was a good old time, and I definitely want to do it again. And they love to, or they'd love to keep on doing more lives, and they were just they were shocked with the little turnout. They weren't expecting it because whenever they've done live streams and such before, they've never really got that much of a turnout, which is kind of sad in my opinion. That like,
Right.
and they've gotten a lot of support before, but it's like, why not watch an indie brand's CEO go live? Like, it's interesting. But
Well, I
yeah,
definitely think they would get more views if it was like during the daytime
yeah,
here.
I know that it is difficult. Being a parent as well is never easy.
Yeah.
But we at least you can rewatch it. I had a lot of fun doing the live stream with them. Joe was in the chat, got to see that. That was fun.
Yay, we love the Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
try.
we had a Tish and a Shelly and an Amy.
Aw.
Zach came for a little while. He thought he wouldn't
Yes.
like it because it was makeup, but he stayed for a while.
Yeah, Zach's pretty cool about makeup. He watches all kinds of stuff. Zach's very
Well,
open
he said
minded.
the other ones because he knows people. It's interesting. I think that's what happened at the Star Gym. He realized he knew all of us. You know.
Right.
So we could make it interesting. It's all about that interaction. If you have a group of people, that's what really makes the live streams enjoyable. So it's like if we can try at least
Bye, Kelly.
Bye,
it,
Kelly. Love you, girl.
yeah, and that's why I want to try and do as much as possible with Stargem in terms of live streaming, because obviously I do PR stuff with them. So it'd be fun to try and do live streaming as much as possible to just help them, at the very least, gain confidence to do it on their own. Because
Right.
they, obviously, as everyone does, they were a bit nervous about going live, especially
Oh,
on. But we had fun. It was so much fun. I want to do it again. Always, I just enjoy going live. Even if I'm on my own, I can just talk to myself, or I'll just play music on my laptop and I'll have it demonetized before I'm even monetized. I mean, YouTube has all these crazy features now when it comes to muting songs. Like, it's got this beta feature where it can use like algorithms to selectively mute out the actual background music and try and keep your voice and whatever else isn't the trademarked sound there. So it will try and edit around you speaking. So sometimes that can work out well for my kind of content because it's usually just me speaking like this, and then I've just got a song playing quietly in the background. But now I just use music that I know is all copyright free, and I've had no
right.
big problem since.
What's up, Ruby?
Hi, Ruby.
She keeps making her little. She makes those little cute noises. She just is the cutest thing.
He is.
Because it's good, because otherwise she would get in trouble more because she's so cute and naughty.
That's the way Precious is. She get in trouble a lot more if she wasn't so darn cute.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. All your babies are so pretty, Joe.
Your babies are so pretty too. I love them all. I think Ruby's got a little Mancoon in her.
That's what Samantha says. Well, Rome's like, but she doesn't have the tufts of fur. It's like, but she doesn't have to have that to be part Mancoon.
Yeah, Annabelle was part Mancoon, but she looked just like a Mancoon, except she looked tiny sized. And the
Right.
bit was like, it's so interesting to see that she's Mancoon, but she's little, not real big like most of
Right.
them.
Well, Ruby's a really good size for. She's almost 6 months old. She'll be 6 months the beginning, like the 5th of November. And
Right.
she's really a pretty big kitty for that size, for her age. And I would love to see. I would love it if she was Maine Coon and giant and weighed, 25 pounds and was solid cat. I would love that.
Yeah.
Norwegian forest cats.
I think I know what you're on about.
They're
Yes.
yeah.
They're amazing and they're ginormous and they have these
Oh
great
yeah.
tufts of fur and they look like wizards or something. They're just so cool. I would love to have one of those. But I'd also love to have a Bengal cat, with the different those little dark stripes and stuff. I would love to have all
Yeah.
kinds of cats.
I'd love to have a chinchilla. They look so cute.
They are cute. I wanted a hedgehog, but we looked up how long they live and it's like 2 to 5 years, and that's not very long to get attached to something.
I know my friend finally gave in, and I'm like you, Rhonda. I do the research, but she didn't research it. And I think after like a year, it got sick. It survived. It got sick, and the vet was like, "Well, they have these problems, and they only live." I think he said like 3 4 years.
Yeah.
And she freaked. She's like, "Oh my god, my daughter's gonna be heartbroken in just a couple of years." And I was like, "You really should have researched that before you just dive in."
Absolutely, because I don't want to get an animal that's gonna just die in a couple of years. I mean, that would just be too heartbreaking. It's like I get too attached.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Jason had to talk about with the rescues because he was like, "I don't think I can rescue older and home older ourselves because I get too attached, and I could do it. I could adopt like a 10-year-old dog or
Right,
a 15-year-old cat, but Jason's just like, I don't think I can do that."
right. Yeah, it's hard, but it all depends on their health and everything. But once you get a 15-year-old cat, that's like super up there for a kitty.
Yeah, all of ours have lived to 18, knock on wood.
That's really good.
And then Annabelle was 19. Mama Cat was just about to be 19.
Yeah, I've never had a cat that long. I've had cats for 7, 8, 10 years, but then like when I got divorced, like I didn't get to take cats with me, and so I had to start over with my own new kittens, which was
Yeah,
good because those cats needed to stay together. And eventually, I did get one of the cats from the divorce settlement, and that cat was so unhappy to be away from its family that it was really heartbreaking. I wish I'd just left him where he was instead of being so selfish.
yeah. It's hard though because you get attached.
Yeah, it super is. But we have such big hearts, Joe.
I do feel that though, like we ended up I didn't want to, but my mum and stepdad, we had two beagles and I had them. We had one beagle since it was a puppy, whatever the age is that you can get a beagle puppy from minimum. And we had that until she was like 9, 10 years old. And then my mum and stepdad, I was getting close to moving out, and what they were trying to do with land wise building property, the dogs were just way too wild with trying to get into every part of the property because they're just
Hi,
beagles. So they're
husband.
like hunting type dogs. So they ended up deciding to put them up for adoption for family that can give them the proper love and care that they could
Right.
give them. And I just felt sad, like seeing them go, because like it was a surprisingly long time that we had them. Because I think we got them when I was like 9, 10 years old, and I moved out when I was 18, 19, and they went when I was like late 17, early 18. So had them for a long while.
It's
And it was
hard, man. I
sad.
couldn't. I don't. Oh,
I didn't want to, Joe. Trust me.
I know.
I
I know.
I even stalked the page, and like I would watch and see if anything happened. And I'm pretty sure from memory they both went together, because that was kind of the condition that we wanted, was that they would stick together.
Right. Because it's bad enough to be taken from your home of 9 or 10 years, but then to be taken from your, like little partner pet, that would be
Yeah.
too much.
We had Missy, which was one beagle, alone for about 4 years, and then when we moved to here, actually no, we would have had Missy for like 2 or 3 years on her own. and then we had her for the rest of the time we had the other beagle. So essentially, what happened? We were moving from Western Australia to Tasmania, where I am now, and my mum and stepdad, they were driving to Tasmania to haul stuff across Australia instead of just getting a van or shipping it so it'd be cheaper. And they didn't want to cart the dog around as well as me, so I stayed with my I stayed with my dad for a couple of months, and they flew the beagle Missy over here, and then she was in a dog kennel while they drove here. And while she was staying in the dog kennel, Missy was placed with, so like they would put two dogs into an actual like kennel where they would sleep, so they weren't alone at night time, which I think is kind of cute. And the beagle that they put her with, Myrtle, had happened to be an ex-show dog who out of nowhere just started not liking men at all. Would just act up to the point of like trying to attack men. I don't know if anyone had done something to her, and we don't know, but she had just gotten really sussed out by men, and she ended up being offered to us for free.
Wow.
So he's just like, they couldn't really use her as a show dog. Essentially, Myrtle was taking up space, and they're like, hey, they've been getting along really well. They kind of stick together. They were loving life together, two girls enjoying life. And they just were so enamored with each other. My mum and stepdad just couldn't separate them, so we ended up taking Myrtle too. I think mum ended up getting Missy, the first beagle, because of a TV show of how well the beagle was behaved, and ours was not well behaved at all.
Yeah, beagles are rowdy.
Some you can train. Ours, we tried for years and years and years to train her even on a leash. You just could not train her. She was just an unruly dog. Like, some dogs just don't have the personality to be trained. She would like listen most of the time, but when it comes to walk,
again.
hello, yeah,
Oh,
she was the type of dog she would drag you. Like, she just would be so excited to go on walks, and so you really would have to be pulled along by her, and no matter how much you try and tell her to stop dragging you, she'd always end up getting too excited and start dragging you, no matter how much you try and teach her. So obviously you don't want to leave a dog all locked up all the time, but equally it's difficult, so we just usually put up with it and give her walks. But it would be painful because you'd be like getting dragged along by this little beagle because it just wants to sniff everything.
Right. Well, that is how dogs are. They love to sniff.
Mm-hmm.
Sniff, sniff, sniff. Them little doggos.
I mean, I'd love to have a husky or something like that one day. Even though I also equally don't want to get dogs and cats and stuff like that because of the mess factor. But I also wanted a doggo. I love pets, but equally I'm like, the mess, the cleaning up.
Well, dogs are a lot more work than cats, for sure.
Oh, I don't mind that aspect, the work and stuff. It's just, in general, it's the cleaning. I'm fine cleaning everything else, but I'm just like, oh my god, the cleaning up after pets in general. I'm just like, can't be bothered.
Well,
At least cats kind of do it themselves.
right. Yeah, that's the best part about cats. They bathe themselves. They're really good about going to the potty. All that stuff. And they're so nice and independent.
Heck yeah.
I don't know if you'll be able to staying here if you get to visit, James, because mine are all got their own issues. I'm following cats all day long.
I'm fine with that. I'll be fine with it. I can make do. I'll be like, I'll be too much in love with how adorable they are to not want to experience it all. I'll be like, you're all cute. I just want to squish your cute faces. I just want to, ow, ow.
And there's always a difference between owning a pet and visiting a pet.
Very
Yeah.
true. Very, very true, my wifey. You're so smart.
I'm so smart and pretty and nice.
Yeah.
and stuff and stuff.
Smart, pretty, and got all of the skills. You're a triple threat.
Oh, thank you. I'm a total package. Watch out.
Mm-hmm.
Pew, pew, pew. And I handle some firearms. Pew, pew, pew.
I saw there was a driver or a tag the other day that the first three were PEW, and that all of a sudden I break out pew pew. Jason's like, "What are you doing?"
Hello, little Ruby. You can't see her, but she's just right there. She's so fluffy. Ruby, are you part Maine Coon? Can you tell me, Ruby? She says she's rather frolic. Thank you, Mama. I made her.
Don't disturb my time. How dare you?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. It's all about the James.
No, it's saying about the cats. That's what the cats are saying.
That's true. Cats are very wild sometimes. Sounds like a
I will
herd of.
say, even with my cats that are so sweet and they're loving and all that, my cats are vain as hell.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes I'm
They
just
want to
like,
look
you're a
pretty for you.
diva.
Oh yeah, Ruby totally knows, and she's always like talking, like she's just like always talking all the time, and she's just always interested in things. Like when we're in the shower, she'll stand outside the shower and just like meow, like there's something wrong. Like, why are you getting wet, Mama? Can't you just lick yourself? That's a whole nother world if I could bathe myself with my tongue. That would be a whole nother world.
Never gonna leave the house.
There once was a man from Nantucket.
God, that just triggered a whole childhood memory.
Uh-oh.
Just you saying that line, I'm like, oh no.
Oh, the
Well,
Nantucket.
not bad, but like, oh Lord.
That's Louie, right?
Yeah, Louie's got a little taller. Jesse never gets up here. Like Louie and little girl, little Ruby, are the only ones that ever want to be in a video.
Mm,
They're
like Precious.
they're like my cat. They're all my cats, but Wolfie is very standoffish, and he lets you know when he wants some lovin's. And then Jesse is just a real kind of out there cat that has his own world, and he plays with with Ruby and stuff. But he's definitely he loves a belly rub and stuff, but he's not very like cuddle. He cuddles with me when I'm asleep, and I don't know it because Ron tells me. So he's a little weird, but we love a little weird cat. So
Love little
My
weird
cats are all
Jack.
cuddly with me, but Jason will say, they just allow me to live here. They're your cats.
right, well, especially when you're with them all the time,
Yeah.
it's hard for that not to happen. You look so handsome, little Louie. A little Louie.
At least you can overthrow him, Joe.
That's right.
True. Me and my cat minions.
Heck yeah.
Hi, Jesse. Did you hear me talking about you?
At least one will never be able to actually rat you out and just like, because it will forget it even did anything.
Yeah, Jesse makes this face all the time. This is how he always looks.
Boo Boo does that. Boo Boo always looks like there's something exciting or he's so shocked.
Exactly.
His cat looks so confused all the time. God bless his little heart.
Right.
I don't know how much of his brain really works right, but he he is interesting, man.
I am literally Kit Kat, but in human form. I'm always confused. Not sure my brain works right, but I manage.
Aww.
The poor vet, he was like, I just don't know what you guys want me to tell you. I know he's got brain damage and all these things. And I'm like, I said, Dr. Anderson, I'm that girl. I'm going to take care of him. We'll figure it out. And it has been an interesting ride, y'all.
Oh, I'm sure. I can only imagine.
But he is so loving to me. Like, he lets Jason love on him every now and then. He usually forgets who Jason is.
Wow.
But man, he loves his mama so much.
Ruby Tuesday, what are you doing?
So much the claws stay in you when it forgets to work.
He did what?
So much that his claws stay in you when they forget to work so much.
Yes, he does. He does forget how to use his claws a lot.
That's really weird. That poor
His
kitty.
claws stay out. They don't come back in. He forgets how
Oh,
to pull them in. He gets Velcro to the carpet. We have to unstick him.
that's so funny.
At least if you need to give him medication, it'll be relatively easy to catch.
Yeah.
He gets, that poor baby gets stuck.
He'll be he'll forget who Jason is and want to run, but he's stuck to the carpet and he's just looking at me and he's going like this. And I'm like, I'll get you. It's okay.
That's so sad. That's just pathetic.
It's
Just looking
interesting.
at you
It's
like,
very
"Mom,
interesting.
help."
That's just so sweet. That poor little baby. I just want to give him some smushes. Some smushes.
Yeah, it gets a little annoyed with me because he'll get up in my lap and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, Kit Kat," and he's like, "Mama, stop."
I wonder if Kit Kat would recognize my voice more than Jason's, and if like we continued to talk for like years and years, and because I'm so often awake at the same time as you and talking to you compared to when Jason is.
Now, just the last month, he's become interested in what's going on right here.
Like,
So he's starting to pick up on the voices and stuff. Because, I still at night play country music for him, because female country music, because to help kind of remind him people are okay, because he gets freaked out so seriously, even with Jason.
Right.
So I try to play men sometimes. He don't like men as much as women singing at all.
That's interesting. I got an order for Lily Posh. It's out for delivery.
Oh, yay!
It's only
Is this
like
your
4.
first order?
Yeah, it's my first Lily Posh.
Oh, yay! I'm so excited.
guess what, Rhonda?
What?
I did a naughty, and I purchased some of the Made by Mitchell stuff.
Well, you wanted to do that anyway.
Yeah, so I got both of the palettes, and I got 3 of the blushes. So eventually,
Oh, you went big. You didn't like mess around. You fully committed to that.
I want to eventually get some of the eye brushes as well as the travel case, because I genuinely do need a decent sized travel case eventually for when I want to or am able to travel to the mainland and overseas.
Right.
Just to have like a decent carry case that is sturdy and will protect the stuff, because there's a lot of makeup, that is a lot of money, and then if I can get something that is relatively inexpensive compared to a lot of things that are from other brands for
Right.
what it offers, is actually quite decent price, and it's cool with the neon greens, yellow. I quite vibe with the colors and the aesthetic of his brand, so I went stuff it.
That's awesome. Last night, I bought some KVD stuff because on their website, everything that was on sale was another 40% off.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so I got the medium cover foundation, which is normally like, $38 or something. It was marked down to 18, and then I got another 40% off of that.
That's
Wow,
great.
And it came with a foundation brush.
Oh,
And
wow.
a really beautiful Z palette that is, because how, KVD has beautiful packaging, and it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
ornate black edge, with some like some stuff. It's just a real pretty Z palette, and I got that in the foundation. It was pretty cheap.
Heck yeah,
But
I'm quite excited to try and get some more stuff in general. I like the KVD liner. I'm much preferring the Star Gems for how black it is, but I prefer the KVD liner for the brush tip compared to a felt tip applicator. But it's also I'm learning how to use Star Gems one better with every single time I use it. Practice.
Sure.
I just find that it's just that brush tip I prefer.
Yeah, I need to just I haven't used a foundation brush in so long, Joe and James. How do I? Because like usually I get my sponge wet, I put the foundation on the sponge, and then I just dot it and then blend it all over my face. How should I put the foundation on my face with the brush? Should I put the foundation on the brush? Should I?
Yeah. What I usually do is, if you don't mind getting your hand a bit messy, I pump the foundation onto my hand, get
Yeah.
the brush and dab it onto the
Oh, okay.
foundation, and then I will actually pat it into the face. I would usually actually I'll pat it on, swirl it around, and then at the end I'll pat it again, like I'll stipple it to get
Right.
like the texture correct.
Girl,
Okay.
that's too much for me. I just put it on the brush like right here, and I'm like,
Okay, because
that's all that hand shit.
it's just been so long since I've used a brush. I mean, it's been probably I haven't used a brush in maybe over 2 years. So I just keep looking at this beautiful brush, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? I just have to get used to it. And I just ordered from Sephora a new concealer brush because I've been using a sponge for everything, but I'm just ready to change everything up again.
I do. Honestly, I switch back and forth all the time. I don't know if people even notice in my videos, but sometimes I have foundations I just like better with a sponge, and some foundations I just like better with a brush.
Right. And then a lot of people take the sponge after the brush to
Oh,
make
yeah.
it nice and smooth.
I almost always dab with the sponge. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's habit but it's like if there is like say this spot has a little too much, it's like it does pick it up and even everything out, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't dab with a sponge. I put it on and I just switch with
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
you
just
look
like,
beautiful.
I
You
got
look
you.
beautiful, so that's all that matters. As long as you enjoy
Yeah,
it. and have
everybody has their
fun.
different way of doing it.
Yeah, I'm definitely an oddball. How's my sweet baby? Mm,
No, I'd love to do like I do your makeup, you do my makeup whenever I visit everyone kind of deal. So Rhonda, you do my makeup, I do yours, and Joe, you do my makeup, I do
that
yours.
sounds amazing.
It'd be
I just,
fun.
I always feel like with my friends, they're here, they know that I'm just going to, and they don't care that much about makeup. So when I do their makeup, they're always happy. But if James was to come, I'd feel like, oh, is my technique okay?
Right. That's so funny. I just would just fly by the seat of my pants like I always do.
Well,
I
I
don't
would.
judge. I don't care.
I think I would think about it.
Yeah.
I just want you to have fun. Just mess my face up.
I always have fun.
I love having fun. And plus, James, if you went to see Joe, she's only like 3.5, 4 hours away, and I could totally just drive down there. Or if you want to come up here, whatever.
We can have a three-way on camera.
Oh, again?
Beating each other's faces live on camera.
That would be
It made me
amazing.
think of a country song, even though James doesn't like country. You said, or you can meet me. I'm like, we can meet in the middle.
Yeah, I like old school country. I'm not much of a country pop fan, but
Oh, that one's like 80s, I guess.
yeah. Well, I like older than the 80s most of the time.
Yeah, I'm a big Patsy Cline and like Hank Williams Sr. and
Yeah.
all that. I can't think of the lady that sang about Harper Valley PTA right now for some reason,
Oh,
but I like her.
Jeannie something. Shit, what's her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Like I know who it is. Let me tell you a little story about the Harper Valley PTA. Boop, boop,
Yeah,
boop.
and Loretta Lynn and all that. I love them.
Yeah, that's a Genie something. I'll look it up real quick. This is gonna make me crazy.
It's okay. I felt that. As someone who's into music, if I'm trying to think of something that I know and I can't think of the name of it.
Jeannie C. Riley.
Yeah.
Jeannie C. Riley.
Sometimes I think even if I didn't talk as country as I do, people would know I'm country just because my name, Mary Jo.
Mary Jo. Hi, Mary
Mary
Jo.
Jo.
Well, do you want to know what my middle name is, Mary Jo?
What?
Yeah, just do a couple of guesses just for fun. Wolfie.
Rhonda Marie?
No, it's super country sounding. It's Rhonda Ray. Rhonda Ray Roberts, you get your ass over here right now.
Oh
Yours
god.
is pretty country.
Yeah, but it's spelled differently, so than RAY. So
I like
Right.
that. Is it REI?
it's RHEA.
RHEA.
Well, it could be Rita, but we pronounce. I was raised with it being pronounced Ray. So
When we was getting our passports, I had to call and I said, listen, there's a lot of discrepancies on how my family name is spelled, and you've asked for my mom's name. I said,
right.
because my mom has never spelt her name the way it was on her birth certificate, but she had to find her birth certificate because they said it had to be exact to the birth certificate.
Wow.
She
That's
didn't
wild.
even she didn't even remember how her name was spelled back then.
Wow. That's really wild. Yep. So I'm a triple R. Triple threat, triple R.
Well, I married a Withrow, so mine even rhymes now, which is worse. Mary Jo Withrow.
I think it's cute, girl.
It's beautiful.
It's cute.
I just have no middle name because my parents, when they got married, they decided to hyphenate their last names and join them together. So my
Right.
mum's maiden name was Currie, and my dad's maiden, whatever the word is for males, last name from birth, it was Miller. So they just joined it to be Currie-Miller. So Currie hyphenated Miller.
Right.
And
I
a
got
lot of
box.
sisters think that my name's Currie. Is that empty or full, Joe?
This
think
one's
it's
empty right now, but I finally got a box that's gonna fit.
That's
I'm
so
so
cool.
excited. Are you okay? No, why? What happened?
Because it's empty.
That's just a giant box, and you need to stop and you need to get some of the things in it and put it aside for other people.
But cereal is big. Like, it takes up a lot of room, James. The cereal messed me up. It takes up quite a bit of room.
I mean, that is you're
Take
right. You
the
are
cereal
correct.
out of the box, Joe, and just have it in the bag. And then cut out the label of the cereal and tape it to the bag.
Well, we got a bag to see how big it would be out of one of our boxes. The air makes it almost just as big.
Well, you could always just take it and put it in a Ziploc bag.
But it's fine. The box ain't gonna cost. I mean, it doesn't weigh that much more because of cereal.
Oh, I know. I was just thinking of space, though.
But with
Okay.
that box, I have enough space. The old box, the cereal messed everything up.
Right. What cereal? Oh, you said Cinnamon Toast Crunch or something?
Yeah.
That's so yummy. Oh, you don't have Captain Crunch, do you, James?
I don't know. I've
You
never
don't.
seen it personally.
Captain Crunch is delicious.
I probably
Yeah,
there's a lot
Jason
of-
actually, shockingly enough, said if there's enough room, he may get a box of Captain Crunch to throw in there because that is such a good cereal. We
It is
have Captain
so
Crunch.
Can I eat it?
Yeah.
It's not got chocolate.
It's a corn-based cereal, and it's just got its own different special flavor to itself.
Very hard to explain.
Okay.
It's super crunchy. It stays crunchy in milk.
Yeah, it stays crunchy. Like the last bit is still crunchy.
That's kind
Yeah.
of worrying.
No, it's so good.
Ooh, it's
And
so
it's
good.
tear up the roof of your mouth because
It's
it's so,
so good to fuck you up.
It's so good.
his Captain Crunch and Lucky Charms, man. There's just so many good cereals.
I literally eat health food cereal and that's it.
Oh, it's
I know.
totally,
So I'm gonna fuck your world up, man.
I know.
yeah.
I'm just
Captain
gonna
Crunch
eat
is a
it all.
delicious sugar ride.
Oh no, right? It's gonna be
Jaden's
great.
gonna eat some Captain Crunch in the morning, and the rest of the day be like, oh.
Shit. Oh, come on a live and I'll just be like full on. You thought I was really fast doing makeup at 4 a.m. This morning. I would just be full on speed mode applying makeup. I'll be doing both eyes at once. I'll be doing different eye shapes. I'll be on like a different dimension with my brain. I'll just be like doing it all. But no, jokes
It'll be like the
aside,
cartoons where you see like parts of the arm flying and puffs of smoke.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
But no, I don't think unless I bought bigger things for your box, I could literally not fit anything else inside of that without removing packing stuff for protection in terms of like packing peanuts and foam. Like there was literally not any room more to fit anything else in. I was like packing even little gaps between packaging that'd be like this big. I'd shove in packing peanuts so nothing moves.
Yeah.
That thing
Well,
is
the
solid.
FatFit Fun Box was perfect. Like it had just the right room and everything, except for the fucking cereal, man.
And that gun boxes are beautiful and sturdy.
Yeah, I was so excited. My friend gave me her FatFit Fun Box, and I'm like, this is perfect. But I forgot about the cereal in my head, so I packed the box, and I'm like closing it up, and then the cereal staring at me from the table. I'm like, damn it.
I mean, that was literally Cyber Mermaid after I duct taped the whole box up after sending videos to Shelly and all sorts of me being laughing like a little evil piece of shit after I've duct taped that box. And then I realized, oh my God, I didn't even include the fucking glitter that I thought I put in the box because I thought I'd put it in while I was on a live stream. But I'd like put it on top of the box and I absentmindedly must have not thought to just put it back in. And I'm like,
but luckily I have it. He was just going to give me extra.
Right, that's cool. Yeah, I gotta get Cyber Mermaid.
Make yourself glittery and beautiful even more.
Yeah,
you don't fuck with like glitter and glitter glue a whole lot, do you, Rhonda? Or do you?
Yeah, a little bit, but I'm not like glitter probably maybe once every couple weeks. It just depends on the look.
Yeah, I was thinking I'd seen you use it, but with NYX glitter glue, but I could, or glitter primer, whatever it's called, but I couldn't remember how much you really liked glitter.
Oh, I do like glitter, but I'm kind of picky about, it depends on the look and how, to make it pop and stuff.
I want to see you, Joe, do a side-by-side comparison of the NYX eye primer and the BYS eye primer that I sent you because I'd like to believe the BYS primer. From how I've seen other people use the NYX one, I think the BYS one is actually better because the BYS one is completely clear.
I'll even sacrifice my eye and do the NYX BYS and then the Anastasia BYS because I'm telling you, the Anastasia hardly can be beat. I love it.
Yeah, I got some glitter and some glitter glue in my Beauty Creations mystery box, and I haven't tried their glitter glue, but I have a feeling because Beauty Creations does so much with glitter that it's probably pretty good.
Yeah. Precious, they don't want to see you again. Go away.
I want to see Precious.
I always want to see you.
She's such a video hoe.
That's cool.
Wow.
She's down here with her claws in my leg, like, Mama, let me see them.
Hi, Precious.
Look here. Look here.
Hello.
Hi, pretty baby. Oh, look at that face. It's so sweet.
Hello.
You see, huh? She loves my brushes, man. She'll get on this table and I have to get on to her. And she'll be just dragging a brush.
Oh.
Cats.
I used to have a bird that would do that. Just she would act like a little feral toddler, but it was a little bird.
Since
Fantastic.
it's just you guys, I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm spoiling a little bit for Rhonda, but not really. But I'm so excited. I got little prizes for everybody for Christmas, but I'm not gonna tell you what.
I ordered some little things for just a certain few people yesterday myself.
It makes me so happy. I love giving stuff to people.
Well, Joe and I are planning
Yeah.
something for some people. We won't say who, but we are planning something for some people. And I plan to try and send like Christmas cards and try and get some things sent to people for Christmas, like little things. Won't be massive because obviously sent so much
Right.
to Joe. But I plan to try and send people things. If anything, I almost want to like, if I know they like makeup, I want to try and send them things that I know that they want.
That's cool. But I'm just sending
I
like
mean,
one of
it's
my
not big stuff, but it makes me happy to be able to get little things that I think people will enjoy.
Yeah. Oh, I think so. Like I said, what I got wasn't like a big thing. It wasn't super expensive or anything. But there's just a few people that I want to give one of my favorite things to. And
Is that what you told me, Rhonda?
no, you don't even know
You told me one thing.
about candy.
Or was it that you? No, I thought you also mentioned that you got that and you're giving it to other
La, la,
people
la,
too.
la, la, la.
No, I can't remember. I'm terrible.
It starts with C, ends with L.
No, I'm not sure what that is, but no, what I got, I just got a few of them the other day, and it doesn't start with a C or an L, or end with an L.
It's fancy handmade. That's all I was saying. It starts with a C.
The only certain people are getting that because it's super expensive.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if that was.
That's like $23 a pound.
Oh shit, Nana.
Yeah, it's like, well, there's these custom caramels, Joe, that are handmade in Montana, and they're the best caramels you've ever had. And you're like, well, maybe I could throw a couple in with the little thing that I'm doing. I could do that.
That's cool.
Stop.
I can't, I won't, and I don't stop.
I know I'm like that too, but I then equally hate it when people spend money on me. It's like, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't mind people sending me stuff as long as I feel like they didn't have to do a lot for it. I feel bad if somebody sends me a lot. I can't help it. But I love giving. I can't. It's like Christmas time. It's like me in a candy store. I love to give people little things. I just love it.
Oh, me too, girl. I was buying Christmas stuff at Dollar Tree this week.
Yeah, I think I'm almost done except for my mom and dad.
I got some new headbands from Dollar Tree for Christmas.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. I didn't write that down because I got to pick up a headband for somebody.
Awesome.
But no, I want to try and see how much it will cost to send like a very small sleeve baggie like this large, so I can fit in like a couple of little snacks with a card or something like that in it.
Yeah.
So that would cost to send. Because if it's like something like
Like
20
this?
bucks, roughly
Like this little size or whatever.
half that.
Yeah. So, well, honestly, I only need about half of this for what's in here.
Yeah, because that would just be I'd be sending like a couple of Australian snacks, a card, and like a little trinket or something, and that would be like a little gift thing per person. And if I could get that shipped for like 15, 20 bucks, if not 25 bucks per person, I could do a couple of people, especially those that have already got the thing for it. Depends on what the price is. It's a difficult time when it's expensive to ship.
Yeah, that does make it a lot different.
Yeah, this box, which I mean, I know you spent a lot too, but the boxes that me and James did this year is ridiculous. We're not doing that. Like next year, we'll just get either draw names or just do a little something for each other.
Right. Yeah, I understand. Well, I've got a pretty good sized box for candy, and I'm wrapping everything in tissue paper, so she has to unwrap it. Oh, that's awesome.
No, it's going to be a lot of fun. We spent a pretty penny on each other, but you're worth it, Joe.
You
Well,
left it too.
I mean, I've only been buying stuff for candy this week, and I've already lost my mind. So I can only imagine what it's been like for you guys to do this for months.
We started in February.
Wow, I can't imagine. Because Candy and I were like, should there be a limit? And she's like, no, we can't do limits.
Well, no, we started with a limit, I think, and then I think into 2 months we're both like, yeah, whatever, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Because it
That's
was going to be like, we'll try and stick to one palette each, and we'll try to do the one thing, and then it's like, oh, but I can get all of this, and then we kind of discussing. It's like, well, it's going throughout the year, so we can kind of like justify spending a little bit here and there, and then it turned into, we might as well get a decent sized box to try and fit as much as possible.
Yeah.
So like,
And then I think it was last month. We're like, oh, well, we've got enough now. We should just go ahead and do a full face.
Well,
so now there's a full face, all kind of extra stuff, candy. Oh my gosh, it's just crazy.
Yeah,
and then James he did not request anything until the very end. And I'm like, why didn't I think to get that? I didn't even think about getting a tourism-y thing.
I'm sorry. I make it difficult.
Oh, it's fine. No, it's no big deal at all.
Well, like a Tennessee sweatshirt or something?
Do what, Rhonda? I'm sorry?
A t-shirt or sweatshirt or something?
A tie-dye Tennessee shirt.
Oh, cool.
I will wear it the moment I put my hands on it.
Oh, I'm telling you, the color scheme, oh, you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
You don't want to tell them the color scheme.
Mm-mm.
I mean, if it's anything to do with like my favorite colors at all, or like just prettiness in general, I'll be happy because it's just from.
You're gonna love it.
Is it UT colors? Like he doesn't know what UT colors means.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that to him. He's not into that kind of sportsy stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's so cute.
He would look a little weird in Australia with UT orange. Go Vols.
I wouldn't give a shit. I'd rock it.
But you're gonna love this. You'll love this one so much. And once I get it back in my possession, Rhonda, I'll take a picture so you see it.
Oh, I can't wait. That's gonna be so awesome.
I should get it back in my possession Saturday.
See what I can do. I can include an Australia thingy in your Christmas stuff, Joe, because you're getting another thing after this one. Because you're getting a little baggie for Christmas. This is just a box of the goodie. You're getting a Christmas. I need.
You're not getting anything else after this because it's full. The box is done.
I'm fine with that. So I'm just saying.
You can save something if you want to for Christmas.
I'll do that.
I made Zach a little cute package. I was so excited. I even wrapped Zach's package, and then I forgot to put one thing in it. I'm so mad at myself. I'm probably just going to leave it on the outside and tell you what it is, James.
Just do that, honestly. Just keep it the way it is.
That's so cute.
We're having fun.
It is fun.
I'm equally excited for Bryce to get his.
I'm actually, I think, more excited about Bryce getting his than me getting my box. I know that's awful to say, but I love when kids get. He's so excited about Australia. He don't know that he's getting anything from Australia. He's going to be
mad.
Yeah,
do what, Ron?
I'll tell you.
He's gonna lose his mind. He's gonna be so excited.
Oh yeah. At 8, he found out James was in Australia, which made him want to learn more about Australia. And then we're at World Market, and everything that said Australia on it, he wanted to buy.
Aww.
So he's digging the whole Australia. He has no idea James is sending him a package.
Well, did you want me to say what there is in it, Joe, or did you kind of want to keep it a surprise for yourself too? Because I want to tell Rhonda.
Oh no, you can say Bryce's. That don't bother me. I just want some of my stuff to be a surprise.
Yeah. So in there is an Australian flag, of course, so he can have an Australian flag. I included just like a ton of Australian chocolates and goodies. So there's
like these little chocolates that are about this size that are shaped like little bilbies. There's these little Cadbury chocolates that have Australian animals that are as designs on the front of them, with those like caramello koalas. There's some different other Australian chocolates. I also included these because Joe was saying he likes dinosaurs at the moment, so I included this little dinosaur thingy that's inside of a fizzing egg. So you put it in warm water and it fizzes, and then you get the little dinosaur parts and you build your own dinosaur. And then I got in this little dinosaur figurine thing that is from the Jurassic Park movies.
Oh, that's so cool. He'll love that.
So he's going to have fun. I hope he enjoys.
And right
sure
now,
he will.
too, like all his friends grew before he did, so he's kind of small. So that gives him something to kind of brag about. You know, he's a boy. And right now, he's kind of been feeling down because he's littler than everybody. Well, now he gets to go, well, I got this from Australia, my friend in Australia, you know.
Right. He does. I like to do that as an adult.
Right?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, why not?
My
Yeah, so
friend in the UK,
no, it's going to be great.
the Aussie.
Yeah, yes. No, I'm very happy and excited. And I'm still obviously equally excited for Joe to get all of her stuff. There is so much fun stuff in there that I'm hoping you love and adore. There's some things I think that I don't know if Rhonda saw it, Zach saw it. It was beautiful. I didn't even know it was a thing that this brand made. And I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know what that is. Because
So
you don't
bright.
show me anything for Joe.
And there is something in the box that literally no one knows about, but Joe will love it, but hate it and hate me because of it. She will love the concept and love everything about it, but will hate everything about it all at once.
It
I'm
confuses the hell out of me when he says it, Rhonda. He gave me some clues and then said that. I'm like, I have no idea what you would send me that.
My box is going to torture her, Rhonda.
That's fantastic. I can't wait to watch. I love to watch.
Like after he told me that, I'm like, I should have just bought you all neutral shit.
Oh man.
You will love what it is, but the concept and what goes behind it, you're going to hate me in a good way. You're gonna love me, but you're gonna hate me.
Well,
and I was gonna tell you, Rhonda,
yeah.
if you, I really want it, but if you use that palette and you really like it, then keep it. I don't want you to think that you can't change your mind.
I promise you that I will. I do want to do a look. I was going to do a look yesterday, but I just could not make myself do anything yesterday. But I do want to do a look with it just to play with it. But I just know, like, I've got other palettes with blue that I will never use it.
I felt like I was thinking about the other night. I was like, what if she uses it and loves it? I want her to know she can keep it.
I promise you, I won't. Like, I've only used Bloodlust like 3 or 4 times, and I've had that for over a year. So there's just something about Bloodlust. It was such a big deal to get that when it came out. Like, I got the second release. I didn't get it the first time, but it was such a special palette. I'd never spent that much money on a palette before, and it's like. I'm like that with like my Pat McGrath stuff, which I'm getting a little better where I just hold it in reverence and I'm just like, it's so wonderful and so fancy. It's like I don't want to use it, which is crazy. That's why you buy stuff.
James actually helped me get out of that mindset because I was doing that with my Pat McGrath, and he was like, if you want to feel that beautiful with Pat McGrath and you're not going anywhere, you should do it. That's what you bought it for. But when it is what it costs, you're like, oh, I can't do anything with this unless I'm going to the ball, you know?
And it's like, I was looking at like Torrid's got a really good sale, like for people that are members, they get like half price off of everything right now. And I was like, there was these beautiful Betsy Johnson dresses there was one that was it was leopard and it's got this black cutout on the back. And it's just so cute. I'm like, where the fuck would I wear it? There's nowhere to wear it to. And I know I'm not going to waltz around the house in this beautiful, $100 dress.
Yeah, I've got a really beautiful, it's satin underneath, but lace on the outside toward black dress. And um, Jason says, "You never wear this." I'm like, "You know what, dadgummit, I'm wearing it for part of my costume Halloween." He's like, "It's a little fancy." I said, "Yeah, but I never fucking wear it. I'm gonna wear it sometime, so I'm gonna do it then."
Right, exactly. I've got all kinds of dresses, but where am I going?
Yeah,
Just why would I? I've been trying to buy a couple nicer tops just so I don't just wear sweatshirts in my videos. And plus, you feel a little nice when you have a nice top on. But it was just like, I'm just like, man, like I don't know why I'm buying new boots, and yeah, I don't know I don't know why I'm.
yeah.
It's like,
I will say I have done really good this year with shoes. I only bought a couple pair of flip flops and tennis shoes because I have to wear tennis shoes a lot because of my
right,
back stuff. But I would look at boots and look at this and be like, "Oh, I want those. They're so cute." And then I'm like, my mom says, "You're not going to wear them anywhere. You got nowhere to go.
right.
Not
Well,
this year, anyway."
yeah, this year I did get a pair of boots that zipped all the way up to my knee, some knee-high like riding boots. But I have wanted riding boots forever, and I've never been able to find any that fit. And then finally, there's some with a big enough calf, or not
I
too
have to
big of
get
a
wide
calf.
calf and knee boots.
Oh yeah, but I finally got a pair that fit, and they were like less than $40 from Amazon. So
Oh,
it was
that's
like,
not bad.
and then I got another pair of like some fake Uggs, and and those are really good. And I needed to replace my other pair of fake Uggs. So
Yeah.
I'm doing
Jason
good.
still ain't come through, so I'm gonna go check on him, make sure
Oh
he's getting
Jesus, it's been a
ready.
while.
Yeah, he needs to make sure to be getting up.
Uh-oh.
You're so purple, James. You're so
I
purple.
I know I'm gonna probably wash it out in the next couple of minutes. I
You're the
probably could.
purple James.
I gonna be so purple. It should be bloody purple.
Purple.
How long it's been in there for?
Right. Well, I think after a certain amount of time, it doesn't saturate anymore. Like,
Yeah, or this stuff it says like if you want a more intense result, leave it in for 2 hours.
right,
1 to 2 hours. So like I obviously there's a certain point where you are correct. There is at least chemically it stops imparting dye and color
right.
because obviously there's only so much it can actually impart into your hair.
I love
Um
that. It can impart it to your hair.
yes, impart the dye into your hair.
I love to impart my love upon your face. Mwah!
Thank
With a
you.
kiss. No-
Mwah.
Ah,
Yeah, so I'm going to mute myself again. Hopefully, Joe comes very shortly so you can talk to her.
oh, it's
And,
fine. It's not
and
like I
I'm
have that
going
much hair
to
to rinse out, so.
dry my hair, make it all beautiful, and then I'll show you the end results.
Yeah, I'm gonna give my cat some treats real quick. I mean, it means just sitting up and throwing some treats in there. It's like not a big journey or anything. They're begging for treats. Who wants a treat? Treats, treats, treats. Gonna have treats now. Hey, hey, hey. We're having treats
Damn it, Rhonda.
now.
Now I gotta give mine treats.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even think about that.
Oh no, you're totally fine, girl. I'll give this. It's fine. They all came to the camera, and I'm like, "What's going on?" Then I heard you go, "Treat, treat, treat." I'm like, "No wonder." They're like looking at Rhonda like, "Hello."
I do that, and then Candy's animals want treats too. That's so funny.
Y'all gotta eat y'all's breakfast first, and then y'all can have some treats. Yes, Lucky, you're included in that.
Aw, that's awesome.
You want to see Rhonda? Come here, Lucky.
Yes, I want to see babies.
Oh, this is my big boy. Mm.
Oh, wow. What a chunk. What a
Now,
beautiful
23 pounds of awesome.
He is gorgeous. I love me some black cats.
He's my sweetheart. This is when we rescued him. That's the one we couldn't figure out why he wouldn't meow or purr.
Right.
When I went to the vet said because there was no marks, it was more likely a human tried to choke him out.
Right.
But after 4 years, we thought he would never meow or purr. We got used to it,
Yeah.
He got 4 years old, and one day he went, "Mer," and I just started bawling. I was like, Jason, Jason. And he did it again for Jason. And I'm just like, and ever since then, his little meow goes "Brr," like that, but it's still a meow.
That's so wonderful.
And now he purrs. Started purring about after 5 years. I don't know what the vets that told us he should be able to purr even with what had happened, but he
Right.
just never did until like he was 5 years old. But he has always been a mama's boy from day one. Because when we got him, I was still working. I wasn't disabled yet,
Right.
and I mean, he followed me. Like a shadow. He's been my little baby boy, even though he's the oldest. He's just my little baby boy, you know?
Right. Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only help.
Ah! You're not allowed to see it yet.
All
I try
right.
and keep it secret. I haven't even looked at it properly in a mirror yet, so I don't even know what it looks like. I've just been drawing.
Oh, thanks, Dreamcatcher.
We're 4 hours and 15 minutes away from me trying to get the child palette.
Good.
Can't wait.
I'm excited. I mean, I'm very grateful that you're gonna try and attempt to do it. That's awesome. I'll just add it to the other through
Right.
PayPal.
That's cool. That's cool,
I
yo.
usually get right in there and fight for it, and with Raw Beauty Christie, it was 5.5 hours, but because the website got so screwed up.
Right.
But I just haven't been sleeping right, and I told myself, you know what, I'm not setting an alarm for this. And I told myself if I was up, I might get it, but I probably won't be awake because my sleep is so screwed up right now.
Yeah, I really hope I can. I mean, for you for sure, but Shelly wants it. I really hope I can get it for her too. You know.
Well, last night, did she message you?
No, well, she may have. I haven't looked.
Last night she was contemplating messaging you and saying don't worry about it, but I don't know if she decided just to keep it or not. I told her I would tell you to check your messages if I saw you. So check your messages, Rhonda.
I'm trying to right now.
But did you also want to see the beautiful hair I've checked? And oh my god.
I don't have any message from her at all.
Okay, so then she must have decided she did want it.
Yeah.
If you can get it. She didn't she was like, I don't know if she can even get it, but if she was contemplating back and forth.
Well, I'm pretty. I mean, I haven't missed a Jeffree Star palette. I haven't missed. I've been able to get. I mean, because I'm just. I do it with concert tickets. I've done it with. Makeup launches is a whole new thing, but it's so exciting to be in there trying to get it.
Yeah. And with the thing with ColourPop is too, I don't know if you've noticed, they seem to do their launch 3 to 5 minutes a little early. So as
Oh
long
yeah,
as you're watching,
I start refreshing a half hour before, sometimes an hour before,
oh yeah, I usually do about 30 minutes.
because I'm just so paranoid that I'm going to miss out.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
But I was able to get the Hocus Pocus really fast, and that is such a great palette. I'm so glad I got it.
And I haven't done a video with it. I guess I should because I should probably do it today. But I got mine so late that there was hundreds of videos already. That's the only thing that sucks about that. But the palette itself is gorgeous. I'm glad I got it.
It's so good, but that's the truth. It's like I was so surprised that I got my Jeffree Star box as fast as I do, because usually it takes forever for me to get a Jeffree Star box. And last time I checked, I had like 1,100 views on that video.
Yeah.
I get a lot of, and like
I
the one,
randomly got like 600 views on a random Ipsy video I did. I thought, how random is that? That a little Ipsy video got all those views.
right. And I was like I was refreshing my YouTube as I do all the time to see what's popping. And an old video of Candy's popped up, and it had 2,200 views, and it was nothing. I don't even know what it was. It wasn't anything special. I think it was like MC
Right.
or something like that. It was just crazy. You just
It's
never
just
know what the
weird.
algorithm is going to do.
Yeah, you don't. I'm gonna get some more drink. I just ran out.
Once
All
you
right,
come
girl.
back, I'll show you hair, Joe.
Hold on 2 seconds. Hold on 2 seconds.
Don't rush, Joe. Oh my god. Not
I'm
like I'm
coming back.
going
I'm coming
anywhere.
back. Uh-oh.
No, that was yesterday. I thought for a second I forgot a grocery pickup, but that was yesterday.
I'm back. I'm back.
I
I'm
was
back in the
there for
browser
that one.
field. Back in the browser field.
Back in the
My
browser.
arms ain't quick enough to do it like he does.
I know it's the best. I can't do all that flipping around.
The voguing. The voguing.
I do love me some Manny though. He at first I was like, "Fuck you, Manny," but then I was like, "Oh, Manny, he's kind of sweet," you know.
Yeah. I liked him much more after the drama because I feel like he grew up some.
Well, see, I missed all that drama because I was late to the party, and I was on YouTube, but I didn't see any. I was like just looking at makeup stuff. I didn't know anything about drama. I didn't know anything about Mio Manny or anything.
Right. Are you ready, James? Are you ready?
Pretty much. I was waiting for you. Are you ready?
We're
Oh,
ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Come on, bring it. Ooh, purple.
Oh, it looks even different this time. It always blows my mind that you use the same dyes and it can be different.
Peppo.
With that purple light,
Love it.
it makes it look more purple. Yeah, I'm totally down to get that hair experimental stuff, but I don't want the green that turns to yellow. I have that's where I'm gonna say no. I don't want to have green hair.
Just do it, Rhonda, for the memes.
For the memes. No green. I still want green.
For the memes.
It
For the
wouldn't be
memes.
the right color green. It's more of like a Kelly green, and I don't want that. I would think about having olive color hair. That would be amazing.
That'd be
I think I could
I
totally
love when my hair was like, I don't know, like a lightish into teal green. I
Yeah.
loved it.
No, it's
Green
so
would
hard
be
to get out
It
of
surprisingly
looks
hair.
quite
good, don't it, Dreamcatcher?
Yep.
Thank you. I've been doing this for a while, so you'd hope at least I know what I'm doing somewhat. You'd hope. You'd hope.
That's
Yes, it
super
is.
purple. Delicious.
Purple.
Yeah, I love it.
I agree. I agree.
You are a grape.
I agree.
Ooh, look, sexy shoulder, sexy shoulder. That's right. I've got a big scar here. It goes all the way across my shoulder.
What'd you do?
I had a lipoma, which is it's a fatty tumor, and it got to the size of a grapefruit. And they cut it. The way they did it, they weren't very nice to me. They could have had a plastic surgeon take it out, but they didn't. And they put all these staples in, and it's a terrible scar. And it used to be bright pink and red all the time. It was awful.
I'm sorry, Rhonda, but at
They
least.
didn't like me because I was fat. They treated me bad.
That sucks.
I didn't know any better to ask for a plastic surgeon or anything. You know, I just was like, I need surgery. I need to get this out. And it was benign and everything.
I'm careful with my pain doctors because you have to be so careful with what you say because my pain doctors now are really good, but you know, you have to be careful because some doctors, no matter what you do, always gonna look at you like you're pill seeking.
Yeah.
But with my other doctors, I don't put up with any kind of shit, man. My doctor one time, he was like, you know, this, that, the other, and if you lost weight and blah, blah, blah. I said, I said, I'm happy with myself at this size. I said, can you really say you're happy with that face when you look in the mirror?
Did you really? That's amazing. You're my hero.
But I just hate when people, even doctors, if you want to say, hey, losing weight for your health will be good, that's totally fine. But don't be condescending when you say it.
Right. Absolutely.
I can't
And
Joe
stand
and I are feisty Aries. We'll just put you in your place. We can't help it.
well,
We just nasty, and we're not nasty. We're
it
loud
still
mouthed.
says, a lot of my friends still say it blows their mind. Jason said that for years, but now he's used to it. But they're all like, you're just this sweet next door country girl until you're not.
right.
Like, it's just like you're just somebody totally else. I'm like, I just don't put up with bullshit. I'm just not going to.
Right. And my tolerance for bullshit is much higher than it used to be. And I used to have a terrible temper, which thank goodness I've mellowed out over time. But I am very sweet. Oh, you guys know I'm sweet as the day is long and just kind and loving, and that's all the stuff that I want to be as a person. But you guys have never seen me angry yet,
Right.
And
Well,
it's
that's
not
what
like
I think.
you wouldn't
Oh,
like me
sorry.
when I'm angry.
I think it was Shelly that had said something, and I was like, Shelly, you just don't get it because you haven't seen me mad. And you
Right,
may never because I love you guys,
right, right.
but
Absolutely.
I have a much higher threshold for people now than I used to. But I still will get feisty. Don't be, especially condescending and lying. Don't do those two things because
Right.
it's gonna piss me off.
Well, I mean, just like when I've had to use like a little, cart at like Costco and stuff, people just act like you're not there. They just walk right in front of you, and I'm just like, and that's when my attitude comes out. I'm like, bring it. I don't mind running your ass over. I don't care if I hit
Right.
you. Like, watch your kids. But I was in a, I do. And Ron will tell you that I do not give a fuck when I'm in a cart because people
Yeah.
treat me like garbage.
Yep.
They ignore people.
They just totally ignore you, which is worse than being treated like garbage, where you don't
Yeah.
even exist.
Mm-hmm. And at that point, I mean, they bring it upon themselves. So no sympathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to. I made
It always blows my mind the assumptions that people will have. Like, it was just like 3 weeks ago. I was getting out of the car. I guess they didn't see my cane yet, but I have a license plate for disability, not a tag.
right.
They said, how dare you, blah, blah, this, bitch, you can't park in handicap just because. And I came around with my cane, and I think they kind of held themselves back then. And I was like, fuck you.
Right.
You don't know my story. You don't know me. You didn't obviously look at my car well enough to see there's a disabled tag on it.
Right. And people just. I mean, on one hand, it's good that they were like trying to watch out for handicap spots, but the bad part is you can't see most people's handicap illnesses and disabilities because they're invisible. And so
Yeah.
I look like I'm a healthy person. I've got so much, and just like you, Joe, I've just got a laundry list of stuff that's messed up.
Yeah.
And, or when people look at me and they give me dirty looks when I'm in a cart because they think I'm riding just because I'm fat. And it's like,
Yeah.
that's when I turn and I made a little song up in Costco once. I'm an asshole in a wheelchair. You see me, but you don't care.
You used to make yourself sore and debilitated and refuse to ride in a cart.
Right.
You just
Yeah.
couldn't anymore.
Yeah. It
I've
took me.
only had a couple of days like that, I think, where Jason was like, you should have gotten in a cart. And he knew I didn't because I didn't want to put up with people.
Right. But it took me years of pain and like wearing myself out to be willing to do it.
Yeah.
The day you did it, you're like, I should have been doing this a long time.
That's right. The first day I was like, I should have been.
Convert.
I love you, baby.
Have a good day, Rome.
Yeah.
They're
Hi, Louie. Stay back, Louie. Back, Louie.
Oh, called me, honey. Woo! I got called honey.
Bye, love.
Ah, shit, Louie.
That's so funny. Louis just like try to go with Daddy. Did he come out?
Yes.
Oh. And the funny
Was
thing
he
is,
going to work, Louie?
I know he was gonna go drive in the truck with Daddy. I don't think he would have lasted because it's raining outside. I'm sure his little
Mm.
precious body hasn't had rain on it since it was a little tiny kitten. Since it was a little baby cat. I got him from a farm.
Oh,
A friend
did
of
you?
mine had farm cats and they were his kittens. And I was like, let's go look at a kitten, Rome. He's like, okay, we can go look at some kittens. I'm like, great.
Oh,
And
Jason
then,
would never say that. Jason would never say, let's go look at some kittens because he knows what happens.
right. And Rome also knows what happens now because that's where we got Louis from. And he's just the best kitty.
Jason just said, it don't even matter because they come to us.
That's awesome. I wish, I mean, because like I couldn't believe that my landlord let me talk him into a fourth cat. Because like we had to kind of squeeze in, like kind of fudge a little bit to get the third
Yeah.
cat. And then, it was like, oh, it's my mother-in-law's cat. And technically, Jessie was my mother-in-law's cat. But she couldn't handle him because he was too young and wild and she was old and sick. And so we were able to squeeze him in. And then when we moved to this apartment, I was like, Doug. And I talked so fast. He's like, oh, he didn't know what hit him because I started fast talking him. Because I was like, can I get a dog or another cat? And he's like, oh, I don't know about a dog. He talks real slow. And it's like, we might have another dog coming in the building and we don't want a building full of dogs. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, how about another cat? And then I just started going. And he's like, well, okay.
It's just too much to handle.
He lives right above us, and we moved from one apartment to the other. So he knew that even with 3 cats, our apartment was left in perfect condition.
Right.
So,
That
that,
probably helps too. So
oh yeah, absolutely. Like he couldn't tell that we even had cats there whatsoever. Like there wasn't even like a crumb of litter or nothing left when we left the apartment across the hall.
Have a good day at work. Love you. Be careful.
bye, Jason.
Our men are going off
Back?
to war.
No. No, make you a Mountain Dew or anything? There's a 2-liter that's almost empty if you want to just take it.
I'll just finish that on the word. I'm not even in here anymore.
Love you. You need a coat?
What's wrong, James?
Oh, nothing. I'm going.
Oh,
Ooh.
I put the better.
You got your phone and wallet?
No.
Rome always forgets keys. That's what he forgets.
Well, Jason does the 2 sets of keys for the separate cars, and sometimes I'll see him rushing back in, and I'll know he grabbed the wrong set.
Right. Well, because Rome's car doesn't need keys to start it, but he has to have the keys in his pocket, and so sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Is it tweezing time, girl?
I did it yesterday, and I swear 60 grew overnight.
It's always
Now
the
I gotta
way,
look
Joe.
at my eyebrows. They're not bad, but I need to do some tweezing
All right,
now.
love you. Bye. Boo Boo's coming to work with you, evidently.
You too, Precious? Okay.
All right, Dreamcatcher. You have a good day. Love you. Or night, whatever it is there.
Oh, it's midnight. Oh shit! How is it even midnight? And I don't even feel sleepy. For fuck's sake, Joe. What is this?
Yeah,
I really think we need to sue my body, Joe.
I think we all need to sue our body.
Yeah.
Everybody, yeah, sue your
Give
body.
me money.
Yeah, that too. Give me money. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad I get paid tomorrow. That's gonna be so exciting. I'm just glad they got the money started again.
Yeah.
They still owe me a month, but it'll show up eventually.
Stupid.
Stupid money.
But at least you are getting it sorted. That makes
Oh.
me happy for you, Rhonda.
Oh yeah, because I mean, after 2 months of not having anything coming in, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's when the credit cards get run up.
Yeah.
But it's all good now.
It's all good now.
I'm excited about my Kat Von D, or not my Kat Von D, my KVD deal. Because
That's a great deal. I'm so glad I didn't know about it when it happened because I'm trying really hard.
Oh, it's
Don't tell me, don't tell me. La 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 la.
Okay, it's not happening. I got the last one ever.
But
Good,
I will
yay.
say, I skipped I skipped Ipsy this month and I unsigned for the premium on Boxy. I may go back to premium. So I'm just getting the Boxy base. And I was like, I'd already talked myself out of the Color Pop, but I was like, since I am not getting those, I might as well get the Color Pop because it's something I want and it's not a mystery box. Well,
Yeah.
Boxy Charm is not mystery, but it kind of is,
I totally did not miss Ipsy this month whatsoever. I did not miss it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about unsubscribing. I skipped this month to give me a little time to think if I really want to or not. But
Right.
I've just got so much. Honestly, I've just got so much skincare that I would prefer makeup right now, and Ipsy
Oh
just
my
has so
God.
much skincare.
I have such a big shelf full of skincare that I want to use, and then there's a whole bunch of skincare that I give away, which is just crazy. And
Yeah,
for this year, I was getting a lot of subscription boxes, like a lot more than I do now. And I was just piling up stuff left and right. It was insane.
right.
And I still have such a good big stockpile.
Yeah, I'm kind of right now. I paid for Allure, so I'm grandfathered into whenever they do go to 3 full
Right.
size or whatever they're doing. But I've got such a collection now that I think I'll keep the base box for Boxy because I do like getting Boxy Lux every 3 months.
Right. Boxy Lux is always worth it.
Yeah, so I think I'll keep that, but I just got too much to keep going with the subscriptions.
Yeah. It's true. And then you get to the point where you just want to buy the good makeup, and
Yeah,
that $26.50 is what it is with tax for the box for the Ipsy Plus. Like that's most of a nice. That's a nice palette right there.
yeah.
I've got a shipment from Ulta coming where I've got the new holiday Morphe palette, which I'm not a big Morphe fan, but I just love the color story.
I will say I'm not intrigued by a lot of Morphe palettes, but the holiday one is really pretty.
It's
Is
gorgeous.
that the 2021 that you're talking about? There's the new Morphe 2020 holiday palette that only got announced last week or something.
Well, it's been out for more than a week because I ordered it on the 24th, and Karen Ann MUA, she did a look with it.
Well, the 24th would still be within the week. So
The flirt, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, the flirt. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's in collab with Strash Me.
With who?
I don't know.
With Strash Me. She was the girl that won in James Charles's Instant Influencer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I watched a little bit of Instant
She's the
Influencer.
one.
It's been great.
She's the one that followed me on Twitter, Joe. So the person who
that's
followed me
right.
that follows me on Twitter. So I'm like, yay. Get the fun follows. I also have Rich Lux following me on Instagram.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't care about my Instagram hardly at all. I don't know how to do anything on Instagram. That's my problem. Like people do all these fancy, like flashy stuff, and I'm like, here's a picture of my fingernails, and I can put text over it.
And that's the extent of my abilities. I'm sorry if you wanted more, but my
Oh yeah, like people do all this fancy stuff, and I really think it's my age, because like the younger people know so much more than I do about some of this technology. It's like, oh Lord, I just stayed on Facebook for 11 years. I don't know nothing about birthing no babies.
uh-oh. No. I wish I could help you more with that editing stuff. It's a lot of stuff that you can only do so much with just explaining. You just really need someone
Right.
who knows what they're
I,
doing to be there with
I
you.
literally need somebody to sit and show me what to do, literally. And I
Yeah,
don't have
I've
locally.
literally had James on the phone and me on the computer so that he could show me how to do the end screens and all this stuff. Because
Right.
I mean, I had went in and thought I had looked at everything, and I still missed what he was trying to tell me. So I had to have him right there with me.
Yeah, I mean, everything I know on YouTube, I've learned from videos or just by messing around.
it's pretty much the same.
That's and the TubeBuddy is really a great help for a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't know where I'd be tag wise without TubeBuddy. I still don't do all the tags that I probably should, but I do more than I would have otherwise. I wouldn't have had any tags if it wasn't for TubeBuddy showing me how to do that.
Got to get that marketing of yourself out there. It's difficult when you just want to like play around and have fun, but then also equally try and boost your chances of getting seen or having it hit the algorithm correctly.
Yep, it is a whole different world.
Yes, I'm gonna head myself. It is 12:10 a.m.
All right.
Gonna try and get some sleep.
That's
Woohoo! Good luck,
good.
me.
Well, I'm gonna probably take a nap before the thing release. So
Yeah.
I love you
Good
guys
luck.
so much.
I love you
Good
guys.
I'm
luck
fixing to
to
watch
you.
Rhonda's video.
Yay! And I get to start loading everybody into Marco Polo.
Yay!
Yeah.
I love the market polo.
All right. Bye, sweetheart.
Bye,
Love you
everyone.
guys.
Love you all. Thank you for watching.